get around, get the brightness headlights. I'm like, okay, we got another one. Nope, wide open blow. Ran over.
Dude, we saw 2 concerts back to back, stayed Denver, had a fucking blast. Cruising around on those scooters, man, that's some fun shit.
Kevin was telling me those disrespectful people that just sit by you on the scooter when you're walking down the sidewalk.
Not me.
Like,
I had
her on the back.
They got a little too damn close.
Oh, I imagine.
So I was starting to, put up the elbows and try to, yeah, exactly. I got to knock on sideways.
You wouldn't have to. We're like 8 miles an hour with her on the back.
Yeah.
We only fell once.
But these guys are like playing tag on the scooters on the sidewalk, zipping in and out of people.
Actually, I saw signs now. It said, in most places, they're not allowed on the
They're not
sidewalks.
supposed to back then either.
Yeah. They've actually, I read they passed a law last year where you can't be on the sidewalks unless they're marked green or something like that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to shoplift and you're not supposed to.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, you guys haven't been to
A lot of
that
things you're not
ball,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
ball
But
arena,
yes,
ball
but
mission ballroom.
they got lines of people doing it.
So I was going to take us by myself for street justice.
Oh my goodness.
Throw some bows. I'm still laughing about it.
Yeah,
I was having a blast.
before they get me.
That damn scooter ride might have been better than the concert last night. I was just out of my mind.
I was telling Talib, so I got used to the tent city across from the hotel and shit. I never go downtown. But what blew me away was, in between a brewery and Mission Ballroom, there was a fucking car. A car on the sidewalk that, no way it ran. I mean, it's like something you'd see in Mexico on the side of the road. And 2 dudes living in it. I'm like, now wait a fucking second, man. This town goes around snagging running cars from people. But the real one that needs to be moved and crushed is right the fuck there.
You know why? Because they can't get any money for it. It's not going to be a revenue-producing item.
Real quick side note, I asked Kevin, Infinity is Nissan.
Oh, I didn't know that. So Acura, Honda, Toyota, Lexus, Nissan, Infinity. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is there any, Genesis, Hyundai? It seems like all of them are doing that.
Everybody's got a sidebar.
Does Mercedes own like a cheaper
Smart car or something.
smart car? Yeah. Although those aren't cheap.
And Shannon was at the Ogden.
Yours is, or Belinda's, Mini Cooper's a BMW.
BMW, yeah, and that's
She loves that car.
and it's hot too. She wanted to
Women,
drive
for
it.
some reason, love those.
Not me. I do not like the Coopers. I don't like those
Right.
Souls, those
Yeah, but
Moxie.
so many women just love those Mini Coopers.
I don't know why. I'm just not crazy about them.
You ever met
Well, you're atypical.
women that don't like other women?
Yeah.
We're not going to say who, but
It happens.
It's kind of weird.
It's weird.
Women don't like other women.
Some women, I like
all
other
women don't
There's
like
some women
other
don't.
women.
You know what? It's a defense mechanism because they're afraid of being labeled as lesbian.
Oh, I don't
Oh.
think so. God, Ken.
Good one, Doc.
I don't think
Good
so.
one. I like that. I like that one. That one came in sweet. Doctors of world today.
That's what I was studying psychology. It's overcompensation.
And Kevin, on the 10:15, I'll bring my laptop in. Unless you get that going. Okay, there's.
Sure.
I think so. I got a job to do.
Be careful, don't touch the mouse.
Don't touch anything.
Yeah, what you see on the screen is all you're ever going to see. So if it changes, don't touch anything.
If you ever want to see the call screener again.
I'm sending you one to get on.
Actually, works pretty well if I just open it out of the window.
Most of us figure out a way to make an old computer work.
Fuck, not these.
I
think, I'm not positive, I think there's one computer downstairs that runs the 3 of these almost as like a workstation.
You thinking that, okay.
And it's a piece of shit.
Or hasn't been updated this year.
Or it's been over-updated, meaning They put like Windows 10 or whatever's on here, and it should have never been on this equipment.
Exactly, and there also isn't validated, which cripples it a little bit.
Any of you guys Ryder Cup fans?
Fans,
What's Ryder Cup?
What is it?
Well, it's the American golfers against the European golfers. Okay.
Only if I'm coming through the TV on Sunday. Like
I know the yard goal, man. I mean, you take this big stick, you hit these balls, 300 yards, it goes in the weeds. You spend a half hour looking for it. You found it. As far as I'm concerned, you won. Get up.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Do we come on to leave us up?
What sport, when you bring it down to that, is any different? Baseball, you have a little thing, a white thing that you try and hit between people. In tennis, you have a little yellow ball that you try and hit back. Every sport, when you break it down, is just ridiculous.
And put my spots up so I can get them loaded.
At least with golf, you're in the outdoors, it's beautiful, you have a nice afternoon, you're out with your buddies.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martin.
Welcome to the show, the only show, yes, the only show of its kind. If you've been ripped off or taken advantage of, you have found the right show, and it's Car Friday. Any car questions? I have got some great guys in studio. Kevin Calkin with Sheridan Auto Tech and Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission. Welcome, guys. You know, it almost feels normal again having Car Day on Friday. Hopefully we get a lot of calls for you guys today. It's one of my favorite days, not just because we do cars, but because it's Friday as well, and I love the weekend. Both of you guys are closed. Your shops are closed on the weekend, aren't you, Kevin?
Yeah, we do. We close on the weekend.
Both of you. So you guys crunched the numbers and said, you know what, it's not worth being open on Saturday, or you just want to give your guys a day off.
That's the better of the two, yeah.
And Jeff, you just want the day off.
I just don't like to be there at all. Are you kidding me? It's work. I'm still banking for the 2-day work week and the 5-day weekend.
Yeah, like in Europe. I think you work like 3 days now and you get everything.
Now, that time off for the guys on the weekend is crucial to having good quality techs ready to work on Monday.
You know, I was thinking of you this morning, and I'll tell you why in a second. But listen, folks, 303-713-8255. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of. Any car questions, any issues you have, I want to hear from you. I'm going to put a question out to everybody, too. I got an email this morning, and we're going to try to get them on, but it's very curious, and I'd like to know as business owners what you guys would do in this circumstance. So I'm going to ask everybody that question. I'll pull that email up in a second. But 303 Martino, remember, this show, if you're new to it, has saved people like you over $300 million in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds. Deputy Doc next to me, man, I think you solved another one we'll talk about from yesterday. The lady called in. She spent $2,600 on a water heater, but she also claims she spent $360 trying to repair her old one. I heard you talking to that company.
On it.
All right, we're going to figure that out. And that's it. I mean, you've been ripped off by somebody, or maybe you weren't ripped off, but maybe you felt like you were taken advantage of. That is what this show's for. 303-713-8255. So I saw this story this morning. And, Kevin, you'll appreciate this. We both know Jeff is an avid hunter. In fact, have you been hunting this season yet?
Not yet. We got pronghorn coming up in a couple of weeks.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, most people call them antelope.
Oh, okay. Would you call it a pronghorn?
Pronghorn, yeah.
Is that the technical name?
Well, they're technically not antelope. Antelope live in Africa.
I didn't know that.
Pronghorn are actually an animal all of their own.
So, I mean, but the genetics must be similar, right?
Well, they're all part of the venison family, yeah.
Okay, so that's coming up. So I read this article this morning. This guy goes hunting in 1968. That's a long time ago. Never to be seen again. Just disappeared. They found his bones somewhere. Some other hunter found a pile of bones, and his wallet was still with the bones, and his ID was in there, and the guy was found. Can you imagine? I thought of you. I'm going, man, what happens if Jeff just disappeared out there in the wild? What do you think happened to that guy? I mean, there's no way they could tell anything, unless if something gnawed on the bones, maybe.
Well, unless they find evidence of broken bones or something where he got stranded and couldn't get out.
Yeah.
Something. I mean, it's crazy. In most hunting seasons, it's pretty cold, right?
In most cases, yes.
All right, so listen to this. This person, I want to get this company name, because this one, I was scratching my head. Sometimes companies make decisions that just blow me away. I don't know how else to put it, but I've got to find this. I wanted the company name. Hold on. I promise I'm going to find this thing. 303-713-8255. Here's the gist of it, though. They pay this company to come out for $125 to give them an estimate on the bathroom remodel. So they come out. And because I don't think they're that far, I mean, generally, I never hear of someone saying, God, I wish I could find this email. It's driving me insane. I'm going to have to find it over break. But generally speaking, I don't think anybody on our referral list charges for estimates. I mean, this company came out, looked at her current bathroom, and was going to give her an estimate, but they charged her $125 for the trip charge. Now, I don't even want to debate that. For all I know, I don't remember where she lives, but I'll find it, and I'll find the company name, I promise, over break. But, it could have been Winter Park for that matter, and they're coming from Denver. So I don't care about the trip charge. Fine, you charge a trip charge. Now, listen to this, though. So a couple weeks goes by, or whatever period of time goes by, and she still doesn't have the estimate of getting this bathroom redone. Well, here's what happens. They email her, and I'll read the email when I have it up. She sent me the whole chain. We're sorry, but we're too busy to fit you into the schedule, so we're not going to be able to do it. And by the way, thanks for the $125. They didn't put this in the email, but they won't refund the $125. And I'm scratching my head going, okay, well, it's a trip charge, but if you come up, honest to God, if I paid for a trip charge to have someone come look at a broken water heater, for example, and they got there, and then they said, well, we can't fix it anyhow, I got to go, I'd want my $125 back.
Bare minimum.
Do you see in any way why a company would make such a stupid decision?
No.
And what I'd like to do is try to get this company on the air and figure out, I'm going to give it to Suzanne over break. I will find it. I want to see if we can literally get them on to understand where they're coming from. Can you dig deep in your brains? How do you justify it?
Unless they just run around doing estimates and actually don't do any work.
No, I don't think so.
Well, why would they send an estimator if they have no schedule left?
Okay, here's what I think. I think they went out there, they looked at it, and it was a tiny job. Or they got out there, and maybe they didn't mesh well with the consumer. So, in other words, the consumer's like, crotchety or something. I mean, I don't know. Or maybe the job just simply isn't worth the time if they've got other big ones. But why would you make the decision, the conscious decision, after she asked them for the $125 back, to say, no, we charged a trip charge, and we did go out there, so we did do it. I mean, I just can't imagine a company making that choice. I swear to God, I can't.
No, because you spend, customer acquisition costs are probably $125.
Oh, easily.
Easily. So you're going to spend $125 for negative advertising now?
It makes no sense.
None
so I'm going to get that $125 back today, but I really want to hear from the company. I don't think they're a bad company. I don't think they're just charging for estimates, but we're going to find that out. 303-713-8255. John, what's going on with you?
Hello?
Hey, John, what's up?
Hey, I got a question. I got two 2014 Ford F-150s. One's an EcoBoost, one's a 5.0. And with the 5.0, it's under 50,000 miles, but I need to get a new timing chain already for it. Do you know if your mechanics know of this issue? And
guys, what do you think?
So, should I worry?
What are you having symptoms of a timing issue, like check engine lights, or why would you need a timing chain, really?
It was making a very bad noise, brought it into the dealership. It was still under an extended warranty, and they replaced the timing chain and guides for it.
Well, it's a good thing it was under warranty, but I haven't seen anything typical of that truck at all, no.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure because they said it was pretty typical with the 14s for some reason, and they didn't know anything about it, but they said it was more common in my EcoBoost, but my EcoBoost has almost 90,000 miles.
Are those good engines, that EcoBoost?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, you're talking about something that I guess they haven't heard of as an issue.
No, I haven't. You see them once in a while, but anything with a timing chain, you're going to have a guide, you're going to have a tension, or something's going to fail somewhere along the line, but I haven't seen...
Don't they usually last forever, though?
Yeah.
I mean, replacing a chain is never going to be maintenance.
No, that's usually by the time you need an engine is when you need a chain. That's the theory behind it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got anything else, man?
No, sir.
All right, hey, appreciate it. 303-713-8255. Let's take a break. I'm going to find that email. I got to get this company on. I want to know why they justify this. Hold tight. We'll be right back.
5.0, they didn't have the phaser problems on that.
No, they eliminated that because it's dual overhead cam.
Right.
Yeah.
Mile High is actually Blake.
If you have good credit, bad credit, the Sharpest Rides, they're there for you. They are going to take care of you. They have tons of vehicles in great condition with low mileage, and they are the #1 internet car dealer in Colorado. You can shop hundreds of vehicles online and qualify in just 60 seconds at thesharpestrides.com. Check them out today at thesharpestrides.com.
All right, check it out, getfoundfast.com. If you own a company, you own a business, and you want to get found on the internet, you want to drive customers to you, you need to check these guys out. Go to getfoundfast.com. They'll do a 100% free webinar, and it's worth it. They're going to show you your Google panel. They're going to show you the keywords that are driving people there, and more importantly, they're going to show you where you rank compared to your competition. It's 100% for free, and then they'll share how they can help you do better. GetFoundFast.com is their website. You can call them right from there or email them. GetFoundFast.com. Now, here's an attorney that I love, and I'll tell you why I love him. He does flat rate pricing. If you need a will, if you need a trust, a power of attorney, a medical directive, you get the idea. Anything to do with protecting your assets, your legacy, lawsuit prevention, you need to call Blake Harris. He's a great guy, and he has flat rate pricing. He'll talk to you. You guys will discuss what he thinks is best for you, and he'll give you a price. 833-ASK-BLAKE. That's 833-ASK-BLAKE.
So many. Okay, now I gotta find this email. Got to find it.
Fortune makes you a cash offer for your home. And when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between.
They were talking about golf. They did a study.
Yeah.
And about sports when it comes to economic status and whatnot. That, typically you have lower income families and whatnot that participate in something like bowling
Or basketball.
Yeah, so you get into more the middle range and whatnot, and they'll play softball or tennis, and then people in higher economic standards typically play golf. And so the result of the study was the more money you have, the smaller your balls.
Suzanne, I'm putting this company info in chat.
I grew up back east. We used to caddy at the country clubs a lot, so we got to grab a few clubs and just go screw around and play and do different things.
I hit a golf ball once, and I hit it well, and I figured I'm going to retire on the top of my game.
So they charged a trip charge for something.
It's most of the guys playing or frustrated with it. I mean, it's
it's a hard skill to master.
Well, it's a challenge because you got to play often.
Yeah.
It's not something you can pick up a club once a month.
Right.
Well, then you hit badly, and then
it also depends on your attitude. I go out there.
I'm
with my
confused
buddies.
on the one you want me to get on.
Okay, this, I put it in text. This company charged her for an estimate on redoing her bathroom. They get out there, and they look at it, and then they're going to get her an estimate. They decided they didn't want to do the job, but still charged her the $125.
Okay.
So I want to know why they justify it. I want to know why their thought process. I really want you to get them on the air. I just put it there.
Okay.
I think a lot of
And then that other one you said to get on, I called and they didn't
they
answer.
have a gift to start with, but then they hone it.
They do, because if you notice, all these athletes that are good in one sport are really good in other sports. They just have
Bo
that
Jackson,
built-in-
remember him?
Yeah.
Bo
They have
can
that-
do it.
They have that built-in eye-hand
Bo
coordination.
knows.
You beat me to it. Oh, no.
Football, baseball, and I think he
The
did.
commercial I liked, it's like, I heard about this Tour de France thing. You see this big old dude, because he's a big man, in tights on a bicycle.
Oh, yeah.
he wasn't the only one that crossed it. There was somebody else that did.
Yeah.
Real quick, can you put the customer's name in the IM, so when I call that lady, I can say, this is who we're talking about? Okay.
Jordan played for the White Sox.
Yeah.
And,
I don't care what anybody says, LeBron is not better than Jordan. I'm sorry.
but didn't Tebow try?
Apples and oranges. I mean, they're both basketball players. It's a different era. You put LeBron in there when Jordan was there, where you're allowed to knock the guy down on his ass. This and that.
He's a big bastard.
You know. Yeah, but I don't care how big he is. LeBron cries more than anybody. You know, that N1 thing in the NBA drives me crazy. You know, just because you got touched. Oh, man.
Well, I mean, look at one of Denver Broncos' best hitters was Steve Adler. He realized probably 3/4 of his hits would be legal in today's
game. John Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah.
I've been hearing, I guess Sharp's getting put into the Ring of Fame. Is that right? Shannon Sharp. So they've been saying his name a lot on TV, and it's so weird. It's like a flashback, man.
He was
Say again, Ant?
He was a hybrid. You know, bigger, faster. Yeah,
I think Ant tied one on. I think Ant tied one on.
Well, God surprised me when I first met him myself.
I'm almost sure of it.
Yeah.
All right, 303-713-8255. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of. I want to hear from you. We want to help you out. There's no other show like it. Honest to God, I was thinking of some of the different things we've done over the years, and we have recouped money from pretty much anything. Guys, you've been coming in on Fridays, you know, with the exception of COVID last year, forever. What are the ones you remember more than anything? I want you to give that a thought for a second, but we're trying to get on this company, so here's the deal. The company is Mountain States Restoration. I assume they're out of Colorado Springs, and here's exactly what they told this emailer. And I know this woman. We helped her out years ago. I forget. I think it had something to do with tile. But her name is Diana. And basically, they said, we charge $125 to give an estimate on your bathroom. I think it's a remodel on the bathroom. So they came out, and here's what they said. They said, if you have the work done, we will refund the $125, okay? But here's the catch. Then they tell her, in fact, here's the email right here. Good morning, Diana. After reviewing with Joe, we will not be able to refund your inspection fee. Joe did come out and inspect the job, and we have provided an estimate for you. I apologize that we were delayed and unable to get the repairs done at this time. However, we did take the time to come out. So they're justifying the $125. And the reason, I can't imagine why they're justifying it, because they told her, and here's the next email, Diana, yes, currently we are unable to schedule the repairs you need. I apologize for the inconvenience. I have attached a copy of an estimate. So they're telling her, after she paid the $125 to come out, I thought it was I still think it's on a remodel, but it sounds like a repair. But they come out, they give her an estimate, and then they tell her in an email, we can't do it, we're booked out solid. But they won't refund the $120. Suzanne, are we trying to get...
Because I asked her if she wanted to come on and give her side of the story. She said she had to talk to the owner first. So do you want to hear what she said to me, or you want to wait to see if they come on?
No, I want to hear. I cannot... I'm reading the emails.
She said that wasn't a trip charge. That was an inspection fee.
Okay.
And she said, we told the client that we're booking months out, so she just may want to look at other options if she needed it done faster. That's what their side is, and I asked her to come on the air. She said I'd have to talk to the owner first. She was going to call me back.
See, here's another one. Good morning, Diana. Per our email on August 25th, we are not including a repair estimate, as we are currently scheduled quite far out and not able to get out to do your job. I would be happy to resend the demolition estimate for your records. I would recommend researching other options so that our scheduling constraints do not hold you back. Thank you. Michelle, Mountain States Restoration. Guys, I mean, there's a little more to it. What do you guys think at this point, though? Once again, though, they go out, they give her an estimate. They say in one email that it will be applied towards the work when they do it, but then they say we're so busy we can't do it.
But she gets no value in that estimate.
She gets no value in
anybody else that she calls and want to do their own.
She called it an inspection fee, not a trip charge or an estimate. She says that's an inspection fee. The owner went out and inspected.
But knowing their
hold on. I got the actual invoice. Let's see what the invoice says. All it says is base price $125. There is no description at all. Literally, it says $125 express item base price. It's some kind of internet thing. So it doesn't say trip charge, but the email that was sent to me from this woman says it was a trip charge. It literally says a trip charge. I don't know.
They knew what their workload was before they accepted to go out on this trip charge or this inspection or whatever before that.
If you guys were
Solid
charged
point.
an estimate on an electrical issue or something you had to do, and you charge someone $100 an hour or 200, whatever the going rate is, and you find out what it is, and then go, oh, by the way, we can't fix it, so give me my estimate money and get out of here. It just doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense.
I hope they come on. I really do want to hear the justification of it. This woman should get that $125 back. I mean, she really should.
How did she pay? Credit card?
Get on the mic, Doc. I can't hear you.
Oh, just wondering, how did she pay? Credit card, check, or what?
She paid by credit card, but I listen, we talk a lot about credit cards, and you do have some protection there, but the bottom line on credit cards is this. You know, if they acknowledge they signed it and she agreed to pay for whatever this 125 is, I mean, the credit card company will look into it. They'll give her a provisional credit, but most likely it'll be kicked back and she'll get charged on it. In fact, we say that a little too much, I think, on credit cards. It's a good way to get a provisional credit. You guys ever get slammed with someone trying to, say you didn't do the work?
No, we had one. We weren't paying attention. Two people came in. The owner of the car signed our invoice, and her friend signed her credit card. And then the friend said it wasn't her signature.
Oh, and she contested it? Oh, my God. Did you go after her?
It was $100 or
Oh, it's not worth the time.
No, but it was annoying.
You know, that's kind of really what this show's about, too. A lot of these little dollar amounts, it's not worth your time, but it really just, sticks in your craw or whatever you want to say, but it just drives you insane. I mean, it really does. I don't know. Doc, what do we got cooking over there?
Well, I'm working on two things. Getting back the lady's money for the thermocouple.
Yep.
And I'm working on this lady who had a bad experience with a dentist. I'm trying to track the dentist down.
What was the deal with the dentist?
That she went to a dentist called Molnar and Associates. One of the associates did some shoddy work. And
what makes us think the work was no good? Just her?
Well, so far her.
Okay.
But...
well, actually, with dentures and stuff, if they don't fit, you would have to assume it's not good, right?
Right. So what we're doing now, we're trying to track the dentist who did it is no longer with that practice. So I'm trying to track him down and get his side of the story.
Okay. All right, folks, we do have lines open, 303-713-8255. Whatever issues you guys have. How is the automotive business right now, guys? I mean, are you guys so busy? Yeah,
we're slammed.
Why do you think it's so busy now? Just people getting back out?
I think that's a lot of it, and you really can't buy cars right now.
Yeah, that's true. You got to get your
price of cars is making the repairs make more sense.
Yeah. But how about getting parts, Jeff? Last time you were in a few weeks ago.
Getting parts is brutal right now.
It's getting worse.
It's getting much worse.
Do you have any stuff literally sitting in your shops right now you can't get parts for?
I have two vehicles. One I've had since June because I cannot. The parts are just not available. It's a Lexus. I've got another Dodge pickup.
And it's a transmission part, though?
It's a transmission part, correct. And then I've got another Dodge pickup. Now, he's able to use his on his ranch. He just can't take it out on the highway. But there are $144,000 back order on the part I need with no release date.
Oh, my God. What do you even do? I wonder if there's people out there in a warranty situation where they have a new vehicle, it's under warranty.
The dealers have them stacked up.
And it breaks down. I mean, there's only so many loaners.
We're having to buy parts from places we never have before. I had a coolant tube for a Honda. It's a little metal tube instead of a hose, and we bought it on eBay from Japan.
Oh, my God.
Seriously, that's what we're going through. It took 3 weeks to get it.
I don't know. Why is supply chain so screwed up? I mean,
well, you've got 70 cargo ships off the coast of California that can't even get up to the docks because they can't unload them.
They can't unload them. They don't have empty containers to fill. So even if they have the stuff in Japan, China, whatever to ship, there's no containers.
It's gotten to the point when we see we're buying them even though we don't need them now.
Is this supply chain purely COVID? I mean, literally every part of it was caused by COVID. I realize that one ship was stuck in the strait for a while, and that backed stuff up for at least 2-3 weeks, whatever it was. But, I mean, I guess I don't understand how we're so back-ordered over COVID.
It's the workforce.
Just all the factories shut down. And, God, man, it's kind of scary thinking if we're shut down a period of time that we could be playing catch-up for years.
For the people I've spoken to, it's going to be after first quarter next year before we see any relief.
For new cars and parts?
For just inventory in general.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough winter.
And the inflation it's causing is crazy. I mean, everything costs so much money right now. Everything. All right, hang tight. 303-713-8255. We'll be back after this.
Even marine RV antifreeze. I got some for the cabin the other day. They flat out told me, you better get what you need now because you're not going to get it all.
Oh my God.
So if you're planning on winterizing your coach, you better go get what you need.
You don't have to.
Now, the hard part for my guys is putting estimates together. We never had to really pay attention to inventories on simple, brakes, this, snap, one of them has it, just guaranteed. Now it's just, there is no guarantee.
I'll get a transmission apart, and work on top. And
you don't know what you need until you get it.
60, 70 individual parts, and I can get 55.
Yeah.
Whoops, this is the wrong thing.
Because they're just like simple brake jobs. We're having an order from 3 suppliers to get brakes for a car.
I ordered.
Who's got is like so I mean like Napa, their shelves are kind of empty then.
Napa can't get radiators.
They can't get radiators.
They're completely out. Some rotors on later model cars they don't have.
Right tools for the job. Shop the Just Ford Pros.
If your brakes squeak and you get O'Reilly's this and that, parts are causing a problem.
Lowe's, the new home for pros. Valid through 9/24 U.S. only.
You know, the number one help
for anything when you go into the hospital, one of the first things they do is going to be put that IV in you. It pumps you through with vitamins and minerals and all the good stuff. And Tom gets this done all the time. In fact, Rocky Mountain IV will come to you. They come to the studio once a month generally, and Tom gets it done. He gets this thing called NAD, and it kind of revives them, and he puts them in a good mood. It's pretty cool stuff, but if you own a company, or maybe you have someone that's kind of sick in your house right now, and you want to give them a little treat, you got to check this out. It's Rocky Mountain IV. They come to you. Their pricing is just like if you go to one of these IV bars. So I want you to check them out, 720-987-2155, or RockyMountainIVMedics.com.
Will you have enough to retire?
It took us 2 to 3 days. It's taken us 8 to 10. And then if it's getting shipped in, you're at the mercy of whether or not FedEx and UPS decide they want to do the jobs that day.
But it's hard because you can't really expect your guy to spend an hour looking for a part without compensating in some way. I mean, unless you want to have a whole fleet of people, you're just paying on the side to sit on the computer.
I pay my guy's salary anyway.
Well, but you know what I mean? But his time's worth something. So if he's doing something that is completely out of the realm.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, like I said, I pay my guy's salary, so I don't care if he's squatting on the toilet, so you're working on a car.
No. I'm just talking about.
Are you pure salary too?
Salary with spiffs. I mean, there's incentives.
You don't pay by the labor.
There's a flat rate, but there's it's like, well, no, that took since the last time you left for that page. And I learned not to touch, like you were joking with don't touch the mouse. I did. And it's like
that was serious talk, Kevin. We were not joking at all.
I closed it 5 minutes ago. It's still thinking about,
Sometimes if you reboot it, it works, but the reboot can take like 30 minutes.
You might take the whole show to do that.
It's really bad, man. And it did get worse after they updated it. I mean, that was like a year ago.
Not been able to do anything since. You might just have to hover the mouse to keep it awake.
Oh, yeah.
I notice if I don't mess around on it, it goes to sleep.
Looks like Chris Como is now accused of sexual
Yeah.
harassment.
Chris Como?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
By one of his former bosses, actually.
So
that was like 15 years ago, though. I mean, that was a long time ago.
It doesn't matter. They're eating their own now.
I know.
Isn't it funny they are?
Yes. And over 20 years ago, a group called Parliament Funkadelic put out an album called The United States of America. Each is young.
Well, I don't know. Is that an American band? I don't think I've ever heard of them.
I know it's a funk band.
Yeah, but whether U.S. based or English?
Yeah, no, U.S. based.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. The one that was so the egregious ones. Who was the guy, the casting couch guy, Harvey?
Yeah,
Holy shit, man! His list of fucking women was like Will Chamberlain, man. I mean, it was fucking crazy. But
every movie.
The one that fucking blew me away though was
didn't get it.
Yeah.
The black comedian.
Cosby.
Cosby.
Yeah.
Drugging people, that shit was fucked up. When one woman came out, I'm like, that's America's dad up there.
Yeah.
One woman, you're like, well,
Mr. Huxtable.
Come on, she could be lying. That's one person, but then two, then three, and then like everybody you ever met, it's like crazy. His wife stuck with him though, didn't she?
Yeah, well, back in them days,
No, don't say back in those days. You slip roofies to everybody you meet.
No, that's not what I'm gonna say. I'm saying back in them days, folks went in their own bag and pulled out their own fucking roofie.
Yeah. There was an episode of Seinfeld where Elaine was going to slip George's boss a roofie. It's pretty fucking good.
Have you ever heard Ron White's version when he's talking about Tiger Woods? You have to look that one up.
Fucking roofies. What is a roofie anyhow?
I have no idea.
I think roofie's generic for anything that knocks you the fuck out.
Well, it's roofenol. No, there's an actual chemical.
Roofenol?
Yeah.
Holy shit. You know, the veterinarian next to one of my computer places way back, they would break in there and steal ketamine.
Oh, yeah, ketamine.
So I'm talking to him. I'm like, wait, it puts animals to sleep.
Oh, okay.
I said, who in the fuck takes a drug that they use to fucking euthanize animals? It doesn't even make sense to me.
Well,
but
treat them with fentanyl.
But yeah, it's so fucking crazy.
They want to be in a stupor for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I mean, it seems to me a drug that like literally knocks you out and you go to sleep would be no fun at all. I mean, unless you're trying to go to sleep.
Or maybe for the first 10 seconds.
Yeah, okay.
All right, 303-713-8255. One line open, 303 Martino, ripped off, taken advantage of. I want to hear from you. Suzanne, I really want them to come on and explain that $125. I'd like to surprise that lady. She was going to call in later, but I just kept reading that email. You charge $125 for an estimate, but then right there, I see it. They did email her. We can't do it. We can't get to it. Not for a long time. Well, they should have known that when they came up. It drives me a little bonkers. 303-713-8255. Cassandra, what is going on with you?
Hi, Mr. Martino. On Tuesday, you gave me some advice on my rental increase that I was dealing with, and I just wanted to call in and let you know that I did go back and talk to my apartment management. You really gave me a good boost of confidence in myself as a good renter with a good history, and I explained to them the situation, and I was able to negotiate
They were
the
going to,
down.
Cassandra, they were going to... I did not pull Tom's dinger out. I assure you of that.
Don't worry, it was me. Don't worry, I'll admit it.
Ant's got Tom's dinger back there. So we always play the dinger when, something comes through. But, Cassandra, a couple things. If I recall the advice Tom gave to you, your rent was going to get increased by like $300. Is that right?
It was about $200.
And that was a lot of money. I mean, that's a big increase, and that was really going to hit you hard. And Tom said, go talk, explain the situation, and try to reason with them. So you went and talked to the landlord, and what ended up happening?
So when I explained to her that I felt that my good rental history, kind of spoke for itself, and I asked, can you please work with me here and take that rent increase down
And if I recalled, you never missed one payment even during COVID, and I'm sure a lot of her other tenants did miss payments, so you really were a good renter.
Exactly. It made me feel a lot more confident after talking to Tom to know I had that in my corner. And, she said that she would run it up the flagpole, see if they could get a decrease there. And eventually they decided to decrease it, and we're only going to have our rent raised by about $88, which is much more doable.
That is kick butt. Aunt, pull Tom's dinger out again, please. Hold on a second, Cassandra. Thank you. Hey, yes, Cassandra, I got an email from you last night, now that I think about it. You mentioned something else, and I was just curious. In the email, you said, you are not good... I think you put it front forwarding. In other words, working like retail where you have to deal face. You're more of a back of the house person, and it sounded more because maybe anxiety or something. What exactly is that? You said the advice that Tom gave you also helped you in that arena.
Well, so what I was kind of wondering was, just out of curiosity, if he or anybody on the team would know of anybody in the Denver or Littleton area who's looking for a good worker, because I've been looking for kind of a back-end,
there is a ton of people.
Job.
There's a ton of people looking for good. I mean, what do you do? What do you know how to do? What are your skill sets?
Well, I'm a pretty quick learner in a lot of different ways, but I've done production, inventory, lots of clerical stuff, kind of back-end office things. And, I was just thinking I'd reach out if there was anyone or anyone you knew of that I could reach out to.
And what's your work history like?
I have, like I said.
Well, if I looked at your resume, do you have a different job every month? I mean, what's your work history? That's a big thing.
Right. I have been in my current job for almost 2 years now.
Great.
And before that, I did jump around a little bit, not month by month.
How old are you?
But I am 29.
Okay. Yeah, youngster, yeah. No doubt. So you're able-shaped. I mean, you can basically do anything. You prefer not to work retail, it sounds like, at least not front of the house.
Exactly, yeah. Mm-hmm.
How much do you make right now?
Right now I make $14.77 an hour.
I'm going to say something that listen to this, and I don't know if this is true or not. We can make a call, but you guys realize now, I would say, I don't even like to use the term dead-end job, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but McDonald's in Castle Rock, I am almost sure $25 an hour. $25 an hour. 25. Wow. Now, people might go, well, yeah, but that's a dead-end job. That's not, I know, Ant says he won't do it, but listen, man, I got to say something. You get into a McDonald's from the beginning. Let's say you are making 25. I wish I made that. I mean, my first job, I was like $7 an hour. But 25, and if you're that hustler in that restaurant, do you realize most McDonald's managers, not assistants, not other thing, the actual guy running that franchise sitting in there is generally making $1.50 with bonus. So when people say, oh, that's a dead-end job, not if you're the guy. If you're the guy, it's not a dead-end job.
Yeah.
So, but $25 an hour, Cassandra. I mean,
but those are 3-hour shifts too. You got to read the fine print.
Well, eventually he retires or someone opens a new restaurant. I know what you're saying, Ed. But once again, that guy is there. Somewhere that guy is there. There's no doubt about it. So, but Cassandra, so let's do this. Let's leave your information with Suzanne. If anybody's looking for some help, she sounds like a great employer or employee. Hold tight.
Mark?
Yes, ma'am.
The problem you were talking about with the estimate inspection fee?
Yes.
Well, I've got Michelle on. She's got a little bit of a different story, so we should talk to her.
I can't wait to hear this, so we're going to take a break and come back, but let me recap real quick. I get an email from, I think it was Diana, this morning, or I got it overnight, but I saw it this morning, and it basically says, this company came out, and here's a string of emails. So she sent me all the emails, and it's basically what she's saying. They charged $125 for an estimate, but then after a period of time without getting the estimate from them, I started bothering them to get me the estimate, and they said, well, we can't really do anything because we're booked so far out that it's not even going to be worth it to you. And that's basically what the emails kind of read. And when I look at the chain, and she goes, but they won't refund the $125 they charged for the estimate. And honestly, I'm looking forward to hearing what Michelle's got to say, because I can't justify in my mind why they would keep the $125, but Suzanne says there's an entirely different side.
I mean, there is a different. It's not entirely different, but they have their perspective, and I think it's something to be heard.
All right. Hold tight, Michelle. I'm glad you called in. We'll be right back.
Looking for office personnel. They both were looking for what Cassandra's looking for.
Did they say that?
Yeah.
Hey, would you ask Ted, just email Ted and see if he's looking for people to work back office stuff?
And Plumline also.
And Bob Logan.
I thought they said they were looking for people.
Actually, maybe get Bob on. I think Bob did say that the other day.
I'm sorry, anybody who says they can't find a job in this market ain't looking.
Well, she's working right now. She has a job.
Let's see, right, yeah, under 15 an hour right now.
Under 15.
Well, and it's good to have something to fill in before you move away from the house.
Well, rent's $2,500 a month. What are you supposed to do with 15?
Dude, I tell you, inflation is the gift we give to all. It's the tax that hits all.
But that's what I was going to say.
All right.
Save with limited time offers on top tool brands like Bosch, DeWalt, and more. Lowe's, the new home for pros. Valid through 9/24 U.S. only.
So I thought I was going to get a certain amount for my house in Castle Rock. It was in Red Hawk when we sold it about 6 years ago. I had a number in my head. It's worth this amount. I hired Frank Duran, the real estate man. He ended up getting me about $45,000 more than what I thought I was going to get for it, and that was 6 years ago. Imagine what he can do for you in this market right now. If you're selling your house, this is the guy you want. You want to get every penny you can get. You want Frank Duran. He's the best negotiator out there. Go to frankduranhomes.com. I use them. Tom uses them. We all use them. frankduranhomes.com. Now, if you want the most beautiful countertops, quartz is really where it's at right now, but I still like granite, quite frankly, and the most beautiful cabinets. You want to be the envy of the neighborhood. You want the guy that can go in there and do it like it's his own house. You want Mitch Floria. He owns theartofgranite.com. He can even give you an estimate right over the phone. He'll ask some questions, maybe some dimensions. He'll give you a heck of a good estimate right over the phone, maybe some pictures you email to him. But check him out. theartofgranite.com, theartofgranite.com.
Don't miss the Trading Group.
Saturdays at 7 a.m. on ADFD. Learn how you can earn a full-time income working.
I was going to say, I just want everybody to keep, tax the rich, tax the rich. This inflation crushes the lower middle.
Oh, the inflation is hardest on the poor.
Yes.
The poorer you are, the worse inflation
Of course.
is.
Inflation is.
Who is all, are you eating pizza?
No.
Are you eating pizza?
If
Like,
there's
just
pizza
figure out
here,
how
I'm
much.
likely to eat
Okay,
it.
Mark, what about you? Are you eating pizza?
I don't know.
Okay, all right, I'm trying to figure out if I should get one
I
large
might have
one.
a slice.
Like one large one for $4, or like a large and a small, or?
A large
Well,
one.
Ann might have
They
some.
make big people. Anthony's big. Their large is like really large.
Yeah, but 3 of you guys tend to go through it pretty quick.
Well, no,
So you know.
I'm not. I don't
I
eat
can
pizza.
appreciate
Mark
the
says
large.
he's not sure, and then he eats 6 pizzas.
Exactly.
I've seen Kevin down a whole pie by himself.
Well, there's been times. Just get a couple. If there's extras, extras.
Okay.
Pizza? Yeah. You got last time. Yeah, sure.
Isn't Troubleshooter paying for it?
No,
No?
no, we're sure.
Kill that mic for a second. In Colorado Springs, when I got back with Tom like 6 years ago, maybe even 7 now, I wanted one of the things, for compensation at the beginning, because I just sold those Goodyears. I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do. Honest to God, I had no idea. So he calls me up because of the shit was going down with him. So I started doing the fill-in. I sold that last one, everything. It was just crazy timing. So I said, okay, but I want to be able to bring the show to the Springs or Fort Collins or somewhere, and then I'll start feeding off that market, and that'll be my money to start. So that's kind of where it started. So I'm down there trying to get endorsement clients like you guys and shit like this. And I pull up to this one contractor, and he starts laughing so hard. He goes, you guys had this dude, Mike Bassett, way back when. He goes, he came down here trying to sell me something, and he brought me a bottle of fucking whiskey, Stranahan's. I guess they had to deal with Stranahan's.
Local.
He goes, but the problem was the bottle was half dry. And he's laughing so fucking hard. I just imagine, you're going on a sales call to try to get someone to sign up with you, and you give them a half, while you're drunk, by the way, you give them a half bottle of booze.
So what happened?
Most of it.
Did they get sold out or bought out or what?
Yeah, there's a foreign interest that bought them years ago.
Oh, really?
They actually changed the recipe. It's not the same.
Oh, they used to be right downtown, right?
They still have.
He was on an HBO special.
So, but I mean, they changed the recipe. It's not
really?
like it was.
You didn't know that? Oh my God. So like 4 or 5 years ago. All right,
303-713-8255. So I'm going to recap like 5 seconds here, but basically Michelle, I'm not sure if she's the owner or an employee of Mountain States Restoration, but I had an emailer, I believe it was Diana or Donna, email me overnight saying, hey, this company charged $125 to come out for an estimate. And, there's a lot of people that charge for estimates and trip charges, but the unique part was because of their time constraints and how busy Mountain States is or was, they couldn't get there and do the job in a timely manner. So basically they said you should look for other contractors because it's going to take us a while to get out there and get it fixed for you. So the caller, or I should say the emailer, wanted the $125 back. First of all, Michelle, I appreciate you coming on. I really am dying to know
Mark, you picked
your
up the
thoughts
wrong
on
line.
this. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Michelle, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. What is your role at Mountain States Restoration?
I'm a project manager.
Very cool. And you guys, before we even dig into this particular issue, I am curious what you guys actually do. What you were going to do or give an estimate for this particular person.
So it was some bathroom repairs. There was some mold damage, water damage in a bathroom. So it was some demolition and repairs in the bathroom.
I got you. So you guys went out. Hey, Suzanne, yeah. I swear right now, Diana just emailed me. Come in here and grab her number. I'd like to get her on. Okay?
Got it.
303-713-8255. I'm sorry about that, Michelle. So you guys went out and gave her an estimate, and then you guys basically said how busy you were. Tell me your side of the story. You kind of understand where she's coming from.
I do. I mean, she was informed of the fee when she called in to schedule a time for us to come out and do the inspection. She's referring to it as a trip charge, or I'm not sure what she's referring to it as. It's an inspection fee. It is for us to come out and do the inspection and do the estimate, and that is what we have done. We've done the inspection and we've done the estimate. They were both provided to her. The estimate was provided to her in a timely fashion. I have the dates in my email. I actually sent it on multiple occasions to her. So a little background, when our owner met with her, she had his understanding was estimates from multiple contractors, and so he felt like she was just kind of shopping around.
Yeah, I see, but here's one of the emails you sent. Diana, yes, currently we are unable to schedule the repair. I apologize for the inconvenience. I have attached a copy of the estimate. Have a good evening. So, I mean, it really does sound like you guys simply couldn't do it doesn't say it's going to be 2 weeks out or 3 weeks out. It says currently we are unable to schedule the repair. Don't you see where she's kind of coming from, though? She thought you guys would come out, do the work, and according to you guys, you would credit that $125 to her if she had the work done. Is that part correct?
That is correct, if she had the work done. And that is dependent on multiple things, on her schedule, on our schedule, on agreement of the estimate. So that is a dependent thing. That's not an automatic thing.
Well, okay, but I'm going off just the emails. Like, once again, this one, Michelle, I mean, this is pretty straightforward. Yes, currently we are unable to schedule the repairs. I mean, I don't know. Do you think basically as a business decision, refunding the $125 is wrong because of what? Why? I understand they went out and did it, but you must see the fact that if you would credit that back towards the work, and she wanted the work done, but you guys are so busy, which by the way is great, that you can't even get her on the books to get out there and do it. I mean, I think a refund, I don't know. I don't know. I understand what you're saying.
Well, Michelle told me, and correct me if I'm wrong, Michelle, but that the caller, Diana, did not intend to use them to begin with, Mark.
Right, and that was what we understood when we came out to do the estimate, is that she was not intending to use us for services. She was just wanting an estimate from us. And so that's why we provided the estimate. And so that's why
and the lady made it clear she was getting several estimates from several contractors, Mark. I mean, I'm just trying to be fair to Michelle.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, I want to be fair to you too, but I don't understand if you guys couldn't get out there, for example, why even go out and do an estimate if you're so scheduled out you can't do the work? Why even go that far? Why do that?
Well, we can't see what the damage is until we go out and look at it, so we can't tell if it's a small project that will take just a little bit of time, if it's an extensive project. We didn't know what we were getting into until we went out and took a look at it.
Yeah.
So it's hard to judge, the amount of time that it's going to take and where it would fit in our schedule and what crew we could send it with unless we look at it and assess it.
Yeah.
And just referencing my email on the 25th when I initially sent her the estimate, I did tell her that we're scheduling for about a month out and that she might want to look at other options. So I did initially tell her that we're scheduling for over about a month out. So, and that was just a courtesy. I didn't want her to be without a bathroom for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
So I wanted to let her know where we were at, and if she wanted to use one of the other multiple contractors that she got an estimate from, then that's where we're at.
What do you guys think? Jeff, what do you think? You're over there, you're not, I don't know, I'm trying to pick your brain through my eyeballs. What are you thinking?
I mean, they knew what their work constraints were prior to going out there. So I understand both sides of it, but I just don't understand why they give her the $125 back.
Yeah,
the amount of time you're spending on this is not worth it.
Yeah, it's only $125. Michelle, I'm hoping you can hold during the
break. Hold on one second.
I think just
303-713-8255, 303 Martino. Listen, we've got a lot I want to finish up with, Michelle. I'd love to hear your opinion on it. I mean, if you were this customer, what would you think? If you were the business, what would you do? 303 Martino. We'll be right back.
See, I disagree with Jeff. I think if they went out to give an estimate and she said, it's like a second opinion. If a patient came to me for a second opinion, knowing that I wasn't going to do the surgery, I still charged her.
Yeah, but what happens if you told that patient, hey, I got to charge you $500 for whatever the checkout, no matter what. But if you have the surgery done, I'll deduct the $500.
Okay.
Then you tell her, well, I'm sorry, we can't do it.
That's the kicker.
Wait, but she said ahead of time, I'm not going to use you guys. I just want you to give me an estimate to bounce off these other people.
So far, that's what she says. We have to go back to the other girl to find out whether or not that's accurate.
Okay.
But evidently, the lady did decide to go with them. She still wasn't getting the estimate. It wasn't until she griped that she finally got the estimate from them. So now she actually got what she paid for, but they can't fulfill what they promise on their website or whatever contract that they have, that now, okay, going forward, we'll go ahead and give it back. The amount of time, for $125, I would pay it to make the woman go away.
Jeff, from a business point, you're absolutely
That's
right.
all we're looking at from a business
I know.
point. That's all we have.
No, I agree. From a business point, absolutely. If I had one shitty patient that was unhappy, it was not worth 100 good patients. So you do what any common sense business owner would do. You give them the fucking $125.
Yeah, I know, but it's still the ethics of it. I don't like the ethics of it. I don't think they're a bad company. I don't think they rip people off. But
if she has an email that says we're going to schedule you for November 10th through 12th, and then the customer says no, then she's done.
Right, but what about?
Here's another one.
The premise is whether or not she said, I just want an estimate.
Yeah, okay.
But she had to fight for that estimate anyway. They weren't even going to give her that.
This basically says, I mean, I read it verbatim, man. I read it verbatim. She actually says, we can't do it. She doesn't say in a month, 2 months.
She just says we can't do it.
I don't know why she wouldn't.
They at least have the option to get the work done in order to avoid the.
But the company is so fucking stupid for $125 not to make this go away. You're absolutely right.
Now you got 10,000 people listening to this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't wearing masks. We're far more social than we were last year, and this is the sort of thing.
Like a lot of this is so busy enough.
Okay, first off, the number you gave me for Diana that I came here for went right back to Mountain States Restoration. It wasn't Diana's number. I was like, you gave it the wrong number. And then were you done?
Here, it's right here, look. It's right here. She gave me their number. Tell her I want her on, like, right now.
Yeah, too many questions.
The other girl dropped because she's not on the screen anymore.
Well, I think she might have called back on line 2. I haven't had a chance to
Troubleshooter show,
go.
hold tight.
All this for $125. It's crazy.
I got better things to do with my time than to go bitch with you.
You had to call a project manager out to explain it to you. You should have said, okay, we just wasted $250.
Take control of your online reputation.
But she's not wavering at all. You can tell she's completely justifying.
Well, I haven't asked her yet either.
Yeah, but just telling her, you know.
I can appreciate the semantics of it. Look, you knew what you were getting into when we go into it, or whatever the case. You're asking for it. It's the principle of the thing, but sometimes principle makes no damn sense.
Not for business.
I would be very upset.
Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-401.
Well, did all the other companies charge a fee to come out, or just this one? You know, she got other estimates. I mean, she made the choice to spend that money. You know, if the others came out and did it for free, or they charged.
I know I helped this woman out years ago, and I can't remember what it is.
Why didn't she start on the referral list and work backwards?
Well, we don't have, we've got.
Pueblo is where she is.
Yeah.
The 2019 pileup along I-70 in Lakewood. Miguel Aguiar Maderos is facing more.
I just don't like it. If they said we can get out here in a month or whatever, but that's not what she fucking says.
They never even offered to put it on the books.
Yep.
Or the materials that we need in order to complete it.
I don't think the job.
Michelle hung up. Do you still want Diana on the emailer?
I do.
Okay, and then are you done with Cassandra?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to see, I wanted to see a Bob Logan.
Oh, okay.
Is hiring.
He hasn't answered my text yet,
Okay.
but I did have a guy who says my company's hiring. Sounds like it could be a good fit. Give her, so I'm exchanging that info. Do you want me to
very
keep Cassandra on then, or let her go?
I'll talk to her one more time.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get her a couple more employers.
Larry Walker Bobble.
Virus
Just
gay.
one.
What's that?
The virus gay.
Who? You mean from the old horror movies?
Yeah.
You guys just not
She's
figuring
had a
that out?
girlfriend for
No,
19
she
years.
just came out, so now it's official.
She's had a girlfriend for 19 years, right?
Yeah,
Karen?
yeah. So,
Now every time you close your eyes, you can have that image there.
Hey, as long as it's both of them.
This is the one. This is the one that drives me crazy. Diana. Yes, currently we are unable to schedule the repairs. I apologize for the inconvenience. Have a great evening.
So Diana tried to schedule and then they failed to fulfill what they promised on the website.
exactly. Yeah, they made conditions that they can't abide by.
Yeah.
And to your point, why would they go out? I think they go out, and if it's a really good job where they're going to have that big profit margin, they'll get it on the books. But they get out there, it's a small job, it ain't worth doing.
Well, I mean, they're actually killing my shit.
Lowe's, the new home for
All right, welcome to the show. This is the only show of its kind. We try to help you. We go after the bad guys. In fact, if you're new to the show, you got to check out sleazebrigade.com. These are the worst of the worst. These are the guys that take money, do nothing, and run. These are the bad guys. We have an accountant on there I personally went and met. His name was Don Eiley. He is currently doing 12 years in Fed prison for ripping off not even a handful, maybe 50, 60 small businesses by basically taking their money for Uncle Sam, their tax money, their payroll, and keeping it. This guy was a dirtbag.
What's his BBB rating?
Oh, it's not anymore. After we mentioned that about 10 times on air, I couldn't believe it. Don Eiley, who was currently in prison, still had an A+ with the BBB. Now, they must have heard me say that about a week straight on air, and they got rid of it, but there's the BBB for you. Don Eiley doing 12 years, and the complaints on the BBB were unbelievable, but he had an A+.
I'm just so confused at how, like, I watch, like, cable, like, you know, Comcast, Xfinity sometimes. I still see, like, commercials for, like, you know, this business is advertised by the BBB and stuff like that, like.
So the BBB did something that is actually, when they first came out, it's ingenious. I'm going to put it like anything else. You know, there's Angie's List, Home Advisors. Really, one of the first was a BBB. What they did, though, that's kind of cool, is they kind of convince people they're like almost like a government agency, but they're not. They have nothing to do with Uncle Sam. It's a business. And somehow they did that, which is remarkable. And I think when they first came out, you know, they wanted a group of businesses who wanted to basically kind of police each other and keep the bad guys out. And I think it came from a good place. But, man, I'll tell you, we get complaints on people that just outright rip people off. Jay Lopez, this guy probably ripped people off in every county. He's on Sleaze Brigade, too. I served him. We had his ass thrown in jail. But here's the part that was remarkable about him. Once again, great rating on the BBB. So I don't know. If you answer the complaints. Well, are you guys members of the BBB? By the way, in studio with me, Kevin Culkin, Sheridan Auto Tech, Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission. Are you guys members?
Yeah, it's something we've been meaning to cancel for a while. But, yeah, you're right. If you get a complaint and answer it, you just maintain your A+.
Yeah, so I had
if you don't fix the problem.
I had the BBB credentials with the Goodyears and the computer stores. It was like a couple $100 a year. I mean, I don't know what it is now.
It's another logo on your website.
Yeah, it's another logo, but they do have the arbitration. Which, you know, once you finally get to that, that's good. I mean, that's something. An arbitrator costs money. But the thing that always got me was if you answer the complaint, and I did this personally on the Goodyears, if you answer it, it doesn't affect your rating. The only thing that really affects your rating, unless you go all the way through the arbitration, if it goes there, is basically if you don't answer the complaint. So the complaint could be anything. I mean, the complaint could be, hey, this guy cheated on his wife with my wife or something. But if you answer it, it doesn't matter. So, I mean, it's just kind of a weird deal. All right, 303-713-8255. So here's the deal. Michelle hung up. Suzanne, is that where we're at there?
Yeah, and that number you gave me, no one answered.
All right, I'll email her back. You know, I'm just going to touch on this one more time. What I would really like, and I didn't get to ask Michelle, maybe see if she'll come back on. We've got lines full now, but see if you can pull her up on one of those other lines. I really would like to just get down and see if she'll refund the $125. I think that's right. You know what? Mike's got a comment on that. Mike, what do you think? You heard that story, and I have to recap because that's just how radio works. Real quick, this lady pays $125 to get an estimate for some bathroom work that needs to be done, and then she basically gets an email saying, hey, we're currently unable to schedule for repairs. I apologize for the inconvenience, but they don't want to refund the $125 for the estimate. So what do you think, Mike?
Well, Mark, I'm kind of new at this. I've been doing it for 40 years, the same thing that those people do, remodels and such. And I'm sorry, as soon as they came out and they charged the lady $125, but then they backed out, they should have given the money back.
Looking at the emails, that's exactly, you know, she's saying, hey, we could have scheduled her way down, but you know what? Okay, why go out and get an estimate if you can't even get them on the books for 3 or 4 months. Now, I'm going to tell you my take, Mike, and I'm curious if you agree with me because you're a contractor.
Okay.
There's some jobs you might, if I was a remodeler and I went out and it was an older house, small bathroom, and it's going to be a $15,000 deal, maybe $10,000, whatever it is. And I've got other stuff where I can redo a kitchen and I can have a $100,000 job in the pipeline. I would probably pass on the smaller ones when you're super busy. I think they went out. They have more important stuff to do. They rated this job kind of on a lower schedule, which is fine. I've got no problem with that. But the fact they charged that $125 for that estimate and then tell her they're unable to schedule the repairs. That's the only issue I have. I'd really like them to step up and just refund the $125. If not for anything, just it's a good business decision.
Because she was like,
I absolutely agree. What they're doing is the big companies come out and they charge for their estimates. I don't charge for mine. And they're cherry-picking jobs.
I don't have a problem with that, by the way. I mean, I really don't. Kevin, you know, you've got a 2005 Ford Taurus coming in with brake noise, or you've got a 2021 Hyundai with 3,000 miles that wants an oil change, and you have one bay.
Yep.
Well, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's going to be the car that needs work.
Needs work, yeah. But you got to be straight up about it. And
No,
that's the whole point. Yeah.
that's it. You don't tell the
don't
customer,
tell the customer,
hey,
"I'll do
drop
it."
it off all day. I'll get your oil change done. Then at the end of the day, you say no.
Sorry, couldn't do it.
Now, that analogy is not perfect, but, you know, I'm pretty good at analogies. Hey, thanks, Mike. I appreciate that comment, man. What's your company called?
Thank you. Oh, D-Bear Construction.
Are you guys slammed?
No, I'm old, I'm fat, I work by myself, and I have the same customers I've had for 30 years.
An honest guy, you got that butt crack showing, I bet, right? What is your skill set, though? Are you like a carpenter? Like, really, what is your major skill set? What separates you besides being
Honestly,
fat?
I was I don't know. I don't fit in really small bathrooms. But, no, I'm a plumber. Worked as an electrician for a while.
So he does have the butt crack out.
Houses.
Every plumber I've ever seen has a butt crack out. That is true.
Well,
it's crazy.
More of a cleavage.
That's pretty good, man. All right, Suzanne, grab his info. Maybe he'd be a good candidate for a referral list. 303-713-8255. Hey, Doc, why don't you do this? Well, I didn't even ask you, Doc, and you guys hold tight. I promise I'll get right back. I want you to go call Michelle. See if she'll just refund the $125. Just ask her. What's your thoughts on it, though?
Well, I think the crux of the matter is if she asks these people to come out and give an estimate, then the $125 is warranted. So if she said, look, I just want you guys to come out, give me an estimate, I'm trying to shop around for the best price, then $125 should be charged. That, to me, is the crux of the matter.
Yeah, but they can't even schedule it.
Well,
and they said,
my point is, if she said, I just want an estimate,
yeah, okay,
as opposed to I want an estimate and maybe I will use you guys,
yeah,
that's two different things.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But it sounds like from the emails going back and forth, she wanted to get this work done.
Exactly. It sounded like she ended up going with the company, and the company's not fulfilling what they said they do.
Yeah. All right, hold tight, we'll be right back.
It don't matter where it breaks.
Just because the situation changed. She may have gone into that initially, so she changed them. I want to use you.
Are these spots right? Are the granted again?
Extended conversation back and forth, convoluted. Any clarity that might have been there.
Well, especially since we can't have both under our at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm going to go call Michelle, see if she'll do it.
Just see if she'll do the $125.
Because I kind of agree with Doc if she asks.
All right, check it out. I
Love this company. I talked about them last hour. I'm going to talk about them again. The Art of Granite. You want the most beautiful countertops, the most beautiful new cabinets, and you want it at a great price. In fact, these guys are so good at pricing, they can give you an estimate right over the phone. It's a phone call and a couple pictures you text over, and you can see what a new kitchen or bathroom will cost. And by the way, if you get the kitchen done with Mitch Floria
Yeah.
and
Is for you to get on
theartofgranite.com.
the
You
show
do the
and just
bathroom
talk about
for
this
free.
issue
Check them out,
so that we can start
theartofgranite.com. Give them a
working
call
through
right
some of
now.
this stuff. Do you
Now,
have
how
time
about
today?
this?
Do you have time
Money
to
saving. You want to hear a good deal if you've been thinking about solar? GenesisSolarCO.com. These guys can tell you generally within a day how much money you will save each year with solar. If they tell you $1,000 a year you'll save, and the end of the year comes and you didn't save that with your electric bills, they'll write you a check for the difference for 20 years, guaranteed savings, and all the systems have a 25-year bumper-to-bumper warranty. The best company out there in solar, solar. Go to this website, GenesisSolarCO.com.
Michael Brown. I don't disagree with what Doc's saying, but obviously the situation changed.
Yeah, and that's where I'm talking about the convolution. In other words, if she asked for the estimate, then she asked to be charged $125, right? And the company realized that. They realized their workload, like you're saying, all of that stuff up front. But the extended conversation, going back and forth, convoluted the idea of whether or not
they would have been better off to say that we can't get you in until March.
Exactly.
Massive parts or materials are going to be available then. At least that way, they've created the illusion that yes, we're willing to do the job that we said as we did it, and then she's going to get frustrated and move on.
Hey, call.
I would work with.
Try to get Diana back on.
Absolutely. And I've had jobs that don't want it, so I overbid it.
Don't you hate it when you get them?
I don't. We're supposed to say yes.
It's the best I've ever seen it turn
You got to
down.
overbid into the right slot. You got to overbid.
Well, no, but I've had them where you make the job
Right.
probably $2,500, $3,000. I'm like, man, I don't even want this. So you put it up at about
Right,
$5,500. Okay, can you have it done Wednesday? And we're like, what?
Jay Bretz can tell like within 10 minutes if he wants to deal with it.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes we have that shotgun strapped to our toe.
Oh,
Blow it right on.
We had a conversation once about the uniform companies. You said you never get out the contracts; they always find a way to screw you. Last year, Cintas came in and it's time for your new contract and whatnot. My guy's like, I'll just keep you at the current rate if you just want to sign off here and so on and so forth. That's great. He comes in the very following week, kind of got his head hung low, didn't bring in the product. And he says, my new center manager won't sign off on it. He says, you're below market rate. I'm supposed to charge you an extra 20%. You have to sign a new contract today. I'm supposed to take all your stuff. Yep. And so I said, really? I said, you know you're trespassing right now, right? He laughed and turned around and walked out of the shop.
You still got their unis?
No, this is where it gets good. So we kept those. The guys did their own laundry for a while. Everything else, I was doing the laundry mat, taking care of rags, blah, blah, blah. So finally got our new uniforms, and I put them up. They didn't come. 2 months later, they sent me a bill for like $1,300 for all the product. I said, I've sent you several emails saying, come get your stuff. I've had it here. You left it on my premises. I've been storing it, so I sent them a bill for $1,600.
Ken is
They came
calling.
and got their check.
Cintas.
Pardon me. Ken is calling Michelle back. I have your email her on.
Diane
That's who I have on. Is her email.
Where is she?
She's on line
So I'm
3.
gonna shop this
Take
just
it
to
easy.
see where we're at.
I know. I'm shooting.
Yeah, but we were off by a year.
What?
I know. Trust me, I know.
They never came.
I know.
And then they sent you a bill for it.
No.
Oh, they didn't come?
They didn't come. They left their locker, all the uniforms, they just never showed up again. And it's just like, dude.
Well, they
and that
actually
was
came and got
phone
their
call.
stuff. I made the driver. It was the same guy who was there that day. He was laughing his fool head off. He comes in, picks it all up, and I hand him these papers. Says you're in possession of everything. We have nothing. And he signed off, and I have some of those things.
No, never heard a word from him, other than he tried to sell me services.
Sure, yeah, I've had that.
Yeah.
Never reached out. He's like, are you kidding me? Oh, I've got Aeromark now. They're all right.
They all suck. There's something wrong with all of them. So I mean,
They're all fucking thieves.
Yeah.
The only reason we had, because of the Goodyear, they had a national account with Cintas, and there's another one. What was the green one?
American?
No. I can't remember.
That's
what
who
it
I
is.
have now. Universe.
Universe. Yeah, that's who I ended up with.
Yeah,
Was Universe.
Universe.
But because it was on a national account, there was no real. They couldn't fuck me. I mean, it was same as everything.
Right.
But they always seem to have a tag on something, though. I'll tell you this, they always try to nickel and dime you here or there.
We just pay the fees up front, you know, so if we had our take employee change sizes.
Oh, yeah, so you have the change fee, yeah.
The change, it's all.
It's like $2 per invoice.
It is, yeah, it's just, I get tired of paying all the fees.
You know what the best part about it? Honestly, the rags and the rugs. That was the best part.
But we gotta destroy stuff in order to get them fixed.
Yeah.
The guy says if you're missing a button or something, just tie a knot in the sleeves on the shirt and we'll get it. No.
Never. It'll come back with a knot.
Yeah.
So we know with the knot, no button, and the dirt.
Well, yeah, my guy last time actually took his shirt to the stapler. He probably put 100 staples in the damn thing.
I just thought of something. I'll say it on air, but I thought of something from that business that has always blown me away. And it's got to do with the tool truck guys. Snap-on and back. Holy shit, man. Oh, you have no idea what some of these guys pay. I mean, it is mind-blowing with some boxes. Not just the box, the whole thing.
All right, 303-713-8255. I was reminiscing with the guys on my old car days. I had 5 Goodyears back in the day. I remember one time, guys, and I'm sure this has happened. You guys have been in the business forever. So these technicians spend a lot of money on tools. They have these big boxes. They're always buying, new stuff. And it's pretty incredible. Some of them have 50, 100,000, even more in tools. But what a lot of people don't know is they have weekly payments they make on this stuff. I've had Snap-on show up when one of my guys went to lunch and no one else noticed. He walked in and took all his stuff because he missed a bunch of payments. He basically was ghosting the guy, man. I mean, that happens all the time, doesn't it?
It does. They'll get their money or their tools.
They'll take their tools right back. They basically, this guy pulled up and just started putting stuff in his truck, man. And, I think it was Alex. And Alex, he came back and called him up and made a payment and got his stuff back. But it's
not magic.
Imagine chasing techs everywhere, though, trying to get your weekly payments. I mean, is that still a thing?
They transfer accounts to other dealers.
And then here's the other thing we were talking about. These uniform companies, they all suck. I don't care if it's Universe, Cintas. I hope you guys are listening. These contracts you try to get people to sign, and your service sucks. I'm sorry. I never had a good uniform company. They just always up stuff. I mean, that's it. It's always more expensive. Always.
Well, it's like insurance. You just take the best of the worst.
It's crazy. All right, Doc, did you call them up? I'm dying to hear this.
Yeah, I spoke to Michelle. She's going to call her owner and get back to me, and I will let you know ASAP.
I hope they come through and refund that $125. Now, while I'm saying that, I finally got Diana on. Diana, you emailed me this morning, and I'm going to put this to bed after this, but basically I want to know this. Were you going to use this company that charged you the $125 for the estimate? Did you want to use them, or did you just want an estimate?
Hi, Mark. No, we were going to use them.
Okay.
So you were getting multiple bids from multiple contractors, Diana?
Yes.
You were?
They are the only company that wanted to charge us. And, we thought,
I don't mind, Diana, I don't mind if they wanted to charge you. What I didn't like is they charge you $125. You wanted to go with them. You thought that $125 would be applied to the work. They said that, right?
Yes.
So that can't happen, but she actually emailed you. One of the emails I read basically said, we can't schedule you now. It wasn't a month out or 2 months out. It said, we can't schedule you now. So they didn't even, it just is crazy. You just refund the $125. I don't think it's a big deal, and I definitely don't think the company is a bad company.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the company.
Hold on, Doc. I think Doc's got good news. Go ahead, Doc.
Hey, I just spoke to Michelle. She said this one time they are going to refund you $125.
Awesome.
And they're going to change their policy so that what they do is made clearer so there's no misunderstanding. But Mountain States Restoration is going to step up to the plate.
Excellent.
They have no legal obligation to do this. I want to make that clear.
Yeah.
They are doing this because they're a stand-up company, and they're going to refund her money.
Yeah,
they sound like a good company, really.
They do. And I do kind of see where they're coming from. But once again, though, the thing that I really didn't like is, why go out and give an estimate if you can't get someone even scheduled? That's where it kind of got screwy. Honestly, Doc, it is. I don't think they're a bad company at all.
There was miscommunication, whether or not it was just a mold inspection or the point is...
I love the fact they're going to clarify.
Right.
So that's cool. Thank you, Doc. Doc gets a lot of good work done, no doubt. So if you've been ripped off, taken advantage of, give us a call, 303-713-8255. Diana, I'm going to have Ant pull out Tom's dinger for you.
Oh, okay. What exactly is the dinger?
Oh, you'll hear it here in a minute. I mean...
Okay. By the way, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you guys. You got so much passion to help people.
Hey, Diana, I helped you. I swear to God, I thought your name looks familiar. Did I help you years ago on something?
No, but I've called in before. You're the one that got me hooked up with Matthew Stanford, who is an outstanding man. He's doing a fantastic job for us.
Oh, man, I got to give him a plug. You know, when I do his commercials, I always say it like this, and this is how it went down. My insurance company told me I didn't have hail damage. I'm watching new roofs being put on other houses right there, and my company said no damage. I got Matt involved. I got $70,000. Where's that dinger? Ant, where's Tom's dinger? Don't you keep it?
Oh, there's the dinger.
Look, I gave you the audience. Like, you want the audience and the dinger?
I want you to pull out Tom's dinger. All right. Hey, Diana, I'm glad we could help you. They're going to give you that $125, all right?
Now, Mark, before you hang up on me, I've got one tiny question. Again, thank you so much.
Sure.
Just in case I do not receive that money, do you want me to reach out to you again?
Oh, I'm sure you will. I have no doubt. But, yes, of course, just email me. It's no big deal. I have no doubt, though. I honestly think that company, the only thing I think they did wrong is they didn't communicate to you in the right way. That, you know, that's it. Yeah. They should have said, hey, you know, we can come out and give you the estimate, but we can't do it. And then you probably would have said, well, okay, then there's no point in you give me an estimate. So they just need to clarify that. All right? Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
All right, 303-713-8255. Hugo, what's going on with you? Hugo.
Yes.
What is going on, Hugo?
I need some help. Mark, for the second time, the Littleton office at the motor vehicle, they lost my title.
What do you mean for the second time? So you're a car dealer.
Once before, you guys helped me out.
Yeah.
And I got another title.
Suzanne, how did we help him out? Did we use one of our angels down there? Do you remember? I just don't recall.
I don't know. Hugo's called before, Mark. Here's the problem.
Hold on.
No, Ken, let me talk. So here's the problem with Hugo. He thinks the ladies up there don't like him. What am I supposed to say?
They probably don't like you, Hugo. Why don't you go to a different DMV?
That's what we tried to tell him last time.
Yeah, you know what? Suzanne brings up a good point, man. I have never had, and I have owned a lot of vehicles. I mean a lot of vehicles. I got 2 kids that drive, a wife that drives. We go through vehicles like Pez Candy. And, my God, I have never had a title lost ever. You have titles lost like weekly, man. They probably don't like you, Hugo. Why don't you go to a different one?
Well, Mark, I'm a small dealer.
Yeah.
And I have to turn my title since the physical address is in Arapahoe County.
Yeah.
I have to turn my titles to them.
All right, Hugo, so you went in there.
Don't make no difference. They always will give my title, even if I go to another agent.
It's just always a hassle for him, Mark.
I get it.
What am I supposed to say? Hey, DMV angel, Hugo thinks your people don't like him. Can you fix that?
No, I wouldn't say that. Let's just say, hey, we've got this caller. You guys lost his title. What do we do? How did they lose it, by the way? What does that actually mean, they lost it?
I don't know.
Well, okay. I mean, did you hand them a physical title that got signed over to you and they lost it, as in they say, we don't know where it is?
Yes. You know, they give me around for 3 weeks. Well, call me in 2 days, see if we can find it. Call me. I say, well, look the cameras when I left the title and put a,
here's the issue. I don't even know how the process works. You go into a DMV. I assume they don't do that stuff right there. I mean, I don't know how that works. I don't know, like, who would have lost the title. But, Suzanne, let's just email our angel and see if we can find out where this guy's title is. But, Hugo, I'd go to a different place. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you are a pain in the ass. I have no idea.
No, I never have no complaints. I've been doing this one in that office over 25 years.
Well, okay, why do you think they don't like you then? You're the one that said it, not me.
Somewhere around the line, and this is not the only
Hugo, don't lie to me. What did you? I want to know what happened. There was a situation that went down in DMV. What is it? Hold on. You stay on there. I do want to know. Then maybe we can help you for real and not have to do this every time.
Maybe we can actually fix this for you, but you gotta be honest.
There is a little bit of time in
Didn't he
March.
call last week? He called
Not just as big.
not just as big. At the beginning of this week. I think so.
I don't remember a little bit of time in
It's
March.
exactly the same thing.
Years right
And
there.
Sue's already spoken to her, Angel.
What was that, Talib?
I said there's definitely a little bit of time. You switch gears right there, like click.
It's like
That's how he keeps people interested through the break. You know?
he's the one that. This is the guy though that said they don't like me. Okay, why?
I got it.
He knows.
I'm with it.
He probably, I don't know, did he play grab ass with one of them? Something happened.
He said something.
I don't think.
I can't tell if he's drunk.
I'm 76 years old. So I've been going to the DMV, let's say 60 years. In 60 years, I've never seen a DMV clerk that I would want to play grab ass with. Have you?
Well.
Good point, Doc.
Well.
Okay, hold on, guys.
Actually,
I'll let.
Time offers on top tool brands like Bosch, DeWalt, and more. Lowe's, the new home for pros. Valid through 9/24 U.S. only.
Listen, you've heard these ads for furnace tune-ups. These guys that fix it, they're the only ones that I know that do the real tune-up. They'll spend an hour cleaning that furnace, and you need to get it done before winter because as soon as the cold weather comes, this deal's over. But right now, $29. They're going to come out and get all that dirt out of there. By the way, dirt is the #1 killer of a furnace. Take advantage of it now. It's only for new customers. They want to introduce themselves, so if something does go wrong in the future, you know who to call. Fix it 24/7. 720-526-3939. Only $29. 720-526-3939.
He is so okay, I'll tell you one. I had a tech in my Peoria store named George. And I talked to him about drinking probably 3 times. I fired his ass next time I saw him drinking. Literally drinking. Like, literally in the shop. So, I fire him, and picture my shop, and there's a phone hanging on the wall. And at some point, way before I got to that building, someone punched a hole in the wall. So I finally get around thinking I got rid of George. I get a new service manager in there. We're going to have it done.
He was your service manager?
He was the service manager.
Bottle under the counter.
So listen to this. So finally I get this drywall. You know, this guy comes in that does drywall. I trade him out to patch the wall. He cuts the piece. That fucking George. That fucking George had them airline bottles from the fucking bottom up to the hole that was in the wall. I mean, hundreds of them. That son of a bitch. I thought, like, you know, occasionally on a Friday or something, I'm like, George, you can't fucking drink here.
I fired one of my service writers for, I fired him once at the Aurora store. What the guys talked me into giving a second chance. That's like what, he's out in his car. At 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:30.
The guy,
well, that's not the worst. He actually got unemployment because he technically wasn't drinking during business hours. And I didn't send them for a UA.
They didn't care. You know, yeah, unemployment could care less if they're on drugs. Honestly, yeah. Workman's comp, on the other hand, though, they'll fucking play hardball.
I had a tech that used to drink and sleep and live on our parking lot.
Yeah.
It was a mess. He'd come in the morning, and you have to tell him to. You need to go down there to the gym and take a shower and stuff, you know. And then you come out and you sit around late, and you go out to the lot, get in your car, get ready to leave, and there's his car sitting back in the corner.
the guy I sold that Peoria store to, so he bought the building and the business. He was a fucking complete drunk, man. Complete. So I sold it. We closed. I was paid everything. And I should have, well, it didn't matter to me. I wanted out anyhow. But, so I gave him 6 months. Right before closing, it was to the point where I was only in the store 2 days a week. So for the first month, I was there every day training him. He just wanted me running it. He wasn't even coming in to get trained. I mean, and I knew he was off, but I didn't realize how off. So it's finally done. I'm gone. I'm paid. Everything. Over. He doesn't owe me any money. Everything's done. We go 3 or 4 weeks to the Dominican Republic. Like first fucking big vacation we took forever. The third day I'm there, one of my techs calls me, Mike. He goes, you know that guy you sold to? He is literally out front in his truck. It's 7 a.m. their time. Out front in the truck, passed out with a bottle of vodka next to him. I got about 5 other calls, and finally I told Mike, listen, dude, I'm done. I didn't fucking sell this for, no reason. So, but he ran that shit into the ground. But he did find the building. He ended up making $500,000 on that building.
Wow. That's a nice building, though.
I made over a fucking $1 million on it. He came in and made another fucking $500,000.
It was a nice building.
That was a nice building.
Is it still there?
It's still there. No, it's still there.
It's all marijuana in it. So you walk in it now. It's in 3 sections. The grow area was the shop. So now it's double layered. They're growing pot everywhere. Then they got a full-blown bakery where they do edibles. They make gummies. They make all this. And then, I think that, I haven't been there for 4 years. Then they have a joint room. They got this big old machine that's probably like a cigarette machine where they just knock joints
So they're
out.
just producers? They have a storefront too?
No storefront. They have storefronts everywhere. Or maybe not. Maybe they just sell the storefronts. I don't know.
It seems weird to have a retail location to do the production.
No, you don't go buy it there. They sell. I don't know if they own the retail stores though.
I'm going by there on my way home and see what the name of it is.
I haven't been over that way in 100 years.
It's really crazy. It's really crazy. I generally pass by after.
We were near that Goodyear downtown yesterday, going to the hotel we were at. That thing is the most rundown piece of shit. I don't know why.
Broadway?
That fucking property, not the building. That building is the oldest piece of crap ever. They need to redo that. I mean, if Goodyear owns that property, and I think they do, put a little money into it. I mean, it looks horrible.
Sell it. What property's going for it? Get rid of it.
All right, 303-713-8255. You've been ripped off or taken advantage of. We want to hear from you. I've got to get back to this guy. So I want everybody to understand, Hugo, I'm not going to say he's a frequent flyer, and what we mean by that is we have some people that call a lot. I mean a lot. They always have problems, or they just want to call in, which is cool. But Hugo has called in numerous times in the past with an issue with a particular DMV, and apparently they don't like him. So they lost his title again. And like I said before, guys, have you ever had a title lost? Ever? I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
How many titles does he go through in a year?
Well, that's true. But, I mean, why is he always having an issue? And he always starts off with he doesn't think they like him. So now, Hugo, I want complete honesty from you. Why don't they like you, or why do you perceive they don't like you?
Well, once before, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, I went to the motor vehicle early in the morning before I opened my shop and took a title took an application for a new title. This lady was running around and there with the title in the hand. I said, can you please do that title because I need to go and open my business? And she answered me, I work at my own pace.
And?
So, what do you say about that?
Well, what did you say? What did you say back to her?
I say, well, I need to get to work, and you going back and forth with these papers? I say, well, I give them a bad review, and they didn't like it.
What do you mean a bad? Where do you give My God, I can't imagine who would give DMV a good review. A review? Where do you review DMV? What, do you just Google them? I mean, is it a Google review?
Google and Yelp page. Yep.
And what the hell does it say? Did you actually use a person's name? What did the review say?
No,
and what makes you think they actually read the review?
I don't know. I just they have my name in there. And I put it just.
They probably got your name up on some board in the back room, bro.
Well, I don't know, Mark.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to email our angel.
You know, it's funny because I just realized I did email our angel on Monday when Hugo called.
Oh.
I haven't heard back, which is a little unusual, but I did. I can resend it.
Yeah, resend it. I'm curious. I mean, Hugo, you know what I would do? How often do you have to go to this DMV? And listen to what I'm saying, and hopefully you keep an open mind. How often do you go there?
Well, once, let's say once every month.
So they see you 12 times a year, if not more, right?
Yes.
Bring them lunch. Bring them lunch.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
So,
or
fruit
bring them donuts.
baskets, the fruit
Don't bring
thing.
them some Tupperware filled with some goop. I mean, bring them something that they're not going to be afraid to eat. Bring them a box of Voodoo Donuts or something. Just do something so they like you, okay?
That's fine. My another question.
You're not going to do it. I mean, do you think he's not going to do it? But, Hugo, listen, I don't mind you calling in once a month. Go ahead.
With people in the action when I buy cars, I never have no problems with anybody.
Yeah. Hey,
I think that's what my problem was when I give you that review.
Are you a drinker?
And, pardon me?
Do you drink?
No.
Okay.
I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm 78 years old.
Oh, man, you actually sound a lot younger than that. I had no idea you were 78.
No.
And you're still selling cars. Are you making more on cars now than you ever thought you would? I mean, not like profit, but are you selling cars for more money than you ever thought you could sell a car for?
No, Mark, because I spend the money to do it right. I don't want to give a lemon to anybody.
Yeah.
If you buy a car and it's bad.
Do you have inventory right now? What kind of inventory do you have?
Nah, I only have 2 or 3 cars.
What are they? What do you got right now? Maybe someone wants to buy one. What do you got?
Well, I have a Hyundai and I have a Subaru Impreza.
Yeah, okay, what phone number do you have, man? And I don't, I just know this guy is a frequent flyer that DMV doesn't like.
You can ask anybody. I never have a complaint.
No, Hugo, I believe you, man. I always have to, if I don't know and you haven't signed our code of ethics, that's just the way I talk. So, hey, man, hold tight. Suzanne's probably got your info, but we'll double check it. Nikki's got an issue with the contractor. Nikki, what's going on?
Hi.
Hello.
This is my first. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. This is my first time calling into a radio show.
Wow, I feel privileged.
Ever.
You're supposed to say, wait, what are you supposed to say, guys?
Long-time listener.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Okay.
What's going on?
Gee, thanks, Mark.
Oh my gosh. I hired this guy. Am I allowed to say what the company is?
Sure. What is it?
The Remodel Place, Denver.
It's called The Remodel Place?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we hired him to do a bathroom remodel and then possibly a kitchen remodel. We started with the bathroom, and it got demoed and everything. And then my husband noticed that he wasn't doing a good job. Everything was, shoddy.
Like what? Give me an idea.
Like the shower pan wasn't level,
Got
floor
it.
wasn't level. So all that, that's the base. It has to be right the first time because it's cement.
So when you talk to him, what's the actual guy's name? Give me a name.
It's Alfredo Pulo.
So when you talk to Alfredo, what does he say, for example, about the shower pan?
He said that it was fine.
So he's saying it's to industry standards.
Yeah, well, it's really shitty.
Whoa.
Then they had to.
Okay, hold on. I got it. Listen, hey, I got you back up. You can't say any words like that, comprende?
Oh, yeah, sure. Sorry.
No problem. So anyhow, listen, seriously, no more of that or I got to kill you altogether. But here's the deal. What does he say when you bring that up? He says it's the industry standard. Have you had another contractor come out or a plumber or someone that can verify it's not the standard?
Not yet. I have somebody coming today at 3:30.
Excellent. Who do you have coming?
AAV Enterprises.
Okay, cool. And are they going to look at the job in its entirety or just that part of it?
He's going to look at it. I actually have the tile guy here. Well, the story keeps going.
Okay, keep going.
I found out that he was paying the guy that had been working for him $300 a week.
Okay.
Now, he's like the only one that seems like he knows what's going on. He came in and he had to redo everything, the framing, everything in the bathroom.
The guy that he's paying $300 a week had to redo everything? Yeah. Who did it originally? Yeah. The guy himself? Alfredo?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, okay, hold on. I got to take a break, but here's what I want you to think about. If they came back in and rectified it, what's the call for? So, hold on. We want to help you with this. I'm assuming there's other big issues. 303 Martino. We'll be right back after these messages.
They got some bad reviews on Yelp.
A couple, yeah.
Does that fix it still right?
They just did a shitty job.
This report is sponsored by Sprint.
He's like, I caught that.
Respect the 7-second delay we use.
20.
20? Yeah, I learned that it's 20.
It's 2.
By watching this shit.
It can fire twice.
Oh, man.
Please to stop responding to some calls, okay?
Oh, I just got a message. An account from China from which your card has been used is suspicious. To cancel this order, please call the following number.
Call them, Doc.
They don't have a link for you to click.
I know.
Yeah.
I got hit by one. I clicked the AT&T link and that SaferNet on my phone flagged it, and then I went back and looked, and sure enough, the email was, or the website was nothing to do with AT&T.
Tommy took it upon himself to buy the tickets for the show tomorrow night, and they're not in his Ticketmaster account. He's like, I bought them on my phone. They said it would email. Anyway.
You don't think he got hammered?
I don't know. So
well, he bought them through the...
They're not in his Ticketmaster account.
Yeah, but usually it takes a little bit.
I don't know, so I'm just going on his Capital One to see.
So he doesn't use Access like I do?
I don't know what he did, Mark. I just don't know what he did.
Did you hear that new thing with
He found them on Craigslist.
Where they got the palm thing? So for the quick access?
Oh, yeah. So...
Like a biometric scan?
Amazon...
Hey, are you going to be here soon?
In their facilities now have
okay, see you in just a second.
Facial recognition that also does, of course, you have a temperature and stuff, but there was something remarkable about it. Now I can't remember what it was.
I know that the concert...
No, it's a palm print.
Right, the concert venues are going to start using
Red Rocks has them.
Yeah.
That's what the article was. Red Rocks is one of the first to do it. But what you got to do...
I got to go get the pizza, guys.
You got to go onto Amazon or whatever and do whatever steps to get into their system. And it doesn't save any data at all. So in other words...
You know, as soon as they say that, I say bullshit.
Yeah, you're right. at the location.
Yeah.
In other words, so like the employees at the location have no access. But yeah, Amazon, of course.
No, but I got a central server that you just palm printed, face planted,
everything.
Phone...
Yeah. It ranks up there with the freaking 23andMe and all these freaking Gmail.
Well, what happens if you...
Shit, I don't want my freaking DNA.
What's that movie where they had the eye recognition and the guy grabs the dude's eyes and puts them on?
That was Keanu Reeves, wasn't it? Was it Keanu Reeves?
That's almost every movie now.
Well,
who's the other one? Tom Cruise.
You could cut someone's hand off. But that's your credit card everything. That's where it's going. So now you walk up, the credit's just attached to you. And basically, that's it. It hits your MasterCard, whatever, depending on the palm.
So what was that movie where they had the thing in their arm that showed how much time they had?
Oh, yeah, and they could sell it.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Sell it or give it away or whatever.
That was a good plot. I love that. Everybody had the same amount of time, but you could you could buy time, literally buy it from someone else. So I could buy a year from him. His clock would go down a year, mine would go up.
Wow.
God, that was a good movie.
Out of Time, was that the name of it?
I don't remember.
Don't know what it was.
You know what? Here's the real deal, though, man. Really, that is the most valuable commodity on the planet is time. No matter what. You can have, I think Steve Jobs proved it more than anybody. You can have billions of dollars, but you can't fucking stop that clock when it wants to fucking time you out.
Well, like they say, if I knew where I was going to die, I'd never go there.
Fuck no.
But then, you know, the universe, you will be where you're supposed to be.
You have a choice. You are not
we're not in charge.
You will be where you're supposed to be.
But what was that
right
one here
there.
just a couple of weeks ago? Was it the Earth literally opened up and swallowed some dude? It's like, I mean, that's God going, bitch, I told you to get home.
Yeah.
How about that dude we had? So he calls in last week. Someone says that he did a hit and run. So the cops get involved and tow his vehicle. He didn't do shit. Okay? So he doesn't have his vehicle for 10 days. That also is his house. He lives in his car. He calls us up. Then the next day, because he doesn't have his car that he lives in, he's out in the tent and gets stabbed by the homeless dude next to him.
Because it was his
spot. That's my spot. Move on.
I'm like, holy shit, when I think I'm having a bad day, I'm like, this fucking poor guy. They took his car, which is his house, and then he gets stabbed.
Happy ending, though.
Yeah, he got his car. Yeah, well, I don't know how happy it is. Denver took his car for no reason for 10 days.
Yeah,
it's pretty fucked up.
But they gave it back to him and didn't charge him.
Yeah.
That's the happy ending.
Denver, the one thing...
At least call him a happy meal to go with us since he's living on the damn street.
One thing they do is if your car is stolen and recovered in Denver, they don't charge.
We have to, because my son had 2 vehicles stolen within 8 months of each other.
Oh my God!
So the first one was my old. We did end up getting it back. Now it was white when we got it back. It was blue when we lost it. All right.
Wow.
I'm sure.
So we decided it's not worth fixing. So I had this mallet with us. So you know what? Just take the damn mallet, right? And he's literally in the process of a move. He's downtown in front of his in front of the apartment complex, and that gets back. Okay. Now the first one was in Aurora. They charged us for it over there.
Yeah, Aurora does, for sure.
All right, 303-713-8255. I'm going to go back to this contractor thing with Nikki. So Nikki called in. Nikki, this guy, Fernando, or Alfredo. Yeah, so Alfredo does the job. He owns the company called The Remodeling Place, right?
The remodel place.
The remodel place. So he does it, but then he hires someone to come out and redo it. So is the job done now?
No. Well, he never rectified the situation.
Okay.
The guy that was working for him quit because of the low pay. And I was like,
gotcha.
I need you. I need you. He's like an angel.
I gotcha.
So he's been finishing the job.
And you're paying him directly?
Yeah, we gave Alfredo $6,400.
This whole thing is bad.
I got a few boxes of tile, and that's it. I assume.
Well, wait, Nikki. I understand you're Listen, I understand you're frustrated and you don't like how the job looks, but you didn't just get a box of tile. You got whatever labor he did and everything else. Now, granted, you're saying the job isn't great and needs to be redone, but he did do more than that. So, if you had to put a value, what did he do for $6,400 besides the materials? I mean, like, did he put a shower in? Whether you like it or not, the outcome. What did he do?
Nothing. There was. I mean, I could send you pictures. It's my only bathroom. There was no toilet in there. No shower.
For example, he did the shower pan, right?
That's it.
Okay, that's all he.
Just cement.
Do you have pictures right now where he left off? I would like to see these pictures. And then, is he trying to get more money out of you, or you're trying to get money back from him?
I'm willing to pay him, for the work that he did, the demo and stuff. But, this.
But, Nikki, hold on. Listen, I need to know this part. Is he coming after you to fulfill the contract?
No.
Okay.
I have texted him a million times.
So he could care less about you. He wants to walk away at this point. Would that be correct?
Because he got $6,400.
That's what I'm saying. So he's done. He's not. I don't want to find out that he's coming after you and put a lien on your house. That's not the case.
No. No, not at all.
Okay.
I can show you the text messages I've sent. Like, I'm willing. He needs to give us the money back. I didn't get a vanity. I had to buy that.
How much do you think he owes you back?
I've saved all the receipts. At least $3,000.
And then the guy you've got. Did you say you have a contractor coming out today?
Yeah, but the guy that was working for him is here right now working on the tile.
Let me talk to him.
He's working right now.
Well, let me talk to him real quick.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't want him to stop working.
Well, he's out back. I can hear the saw going. He's cutting tiles.
All right, hold on. I do want to talk to him. I really do. I want to know what he thinks, how much work was actually done the first time.
Here, Juan, talk to this guy on the phone. Here, say something. Here's Juan.
Hey, Juan.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. So you worked for this company, right? You worked for Alfredo.
Yeah.
So how much work did Alfredo do before you came in by yourself? Did he do $3,000 worth of work? $6,400 worth of work? What do you think? Not what does Nikki think? What does Juan think?
Well, I say I don't know exactly what they're talking about for a contract, but I say that he did. I think cost like. I say like 1,700.
All right, I'm going to round that up even a little more. All right, hey, I appreciate that, Juan. Do you still talk to Alfredo, or you just parted ways altogether?
No, I don't talk anymore with Alfredo.
Did he always pay you? Does he owe you any money?
He paid me only $300 for 1 week.
Yeah, but you agreed to that, right? That's what he said he was going to pay you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, that was kind of your own fault.
All right.
Well, I'm being serious. I mean, if you accepted it for $300. All right, Nikki, here's what I want. I want to try to get this guy on. I'm going to put you on hold. Suzanne, let's try to get him on during the break. I would love to hear Alfredo's side to this story. Everybody hang on. We've got a lot more coming up. Michael, Kenneth, Cassandra, you guys.
Hold tight. My name is Mark Major. This is the Troubleshooter Network.
You guys got pizza here.
Well, what's funny about that truck is, I ended up getting that song to one of we buy junk cars in that places.
Yeah.
I think they gave me $454 or something, whatever it was, because the truck was beat down. Well, I got a call about 2 weeks ago. Said, 2001 Chevy Silverado. I said, well, I sold that a while back. You sold it? Yes, because it's still registered in your name. We've got it up here with Westminster. It's what color it was before, but it's pink.
Oh my God!
So it was blue to white. Do you want the truck? I said, "Fuck no, I already sold it."
You know what's weird though? My girlfriend's daughter, I sold a piece of junk car for her. We got another car, but anyway, couldn't get the license plates off because the bolts were rusted. Expired 2 years ago. This. Don't worry about it. It's, E470.
Got a toll bar?
Yeah. The police can't look up the plate. DMV took a special request to look at the plate because it's expired so far ago. E470 sent a bill for $500.
What's the Alfredo call about? I was getting pizza.
He's a
but seriously, Lakewood police.
Get Alfredo's cell phone from Nikki and basically call him up and say, "Hey, Nikki's saying you didn't do any work. We'd like to get your side of the story on here," just like that.
Okay.
I think he'll come on.
Okay. All right, I'll do it.
Vice President Kamala Harris gave during as a remote guest on ABC talk show The View instead of in person. This after two of the show's hosts, Sonny Austin and Anna Navarro, tested positive for COVID. It unfolded live. Host Joy Behar explained.
Anna and Sonny, at the last minute we realized that they tested positive for COVID, so they had been.
Thank you for calling DORA, the Division of Professions and Occupations.
At the White House, President Biden urging more Americans to get their initial COVID
Please
shot.
be aware that
He
your
also
wait
says
time
he'll
may
get his
exceed
Pfizer
30
COVID
minutes.
shot now that the CDC
Customer care is available by phone Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. We are also available by email from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Our email address is DORA_DPO_licensing@state.co.us.
president's oldest ally working to smooth things over after defense deal surprised Paris.
However, customer care is available by phone and email for all your licensing needs. Division of Professions and Occupations.
What do you call Dora for?
She's going to track down this dentist.
Oh.
Applications and forms. Please visit our website at deo.colorado.gov. On our homepage, please locate links for healthcare professions programs and occupational and business programs. Applications and forms will be located under the Licensing and Services link. Thank you and have a great day.
Yesterday, of a bill providing $1 billion to the country's Iron Dome missile defense. Systems shot down thousands of Gaza rockets fired on Israeli civilians by Palestinian terror groups. The bill is expected also to pass the Senate. Dave Packer,
abc.colorado.gov /BORA/DEO/press 8. Please choose from the following options. You can make your selection.
Find any punkers every time?
Yeah, wait.
How you doing, man?
He's not a multitasker. So you guys, you know Mark for a while?
Yeah.
Too well?
25 years. Yeah, we hooked up. I can't even remember when it was, but we were both doing.
Yeah, I'm on with one of these.
No, you're fine. I'm
beautiful-
fine with it.
Please hold for the next available representative. Thank you for holding. Calls are answered in the
Okay.
We appreciate your patience.
We were both selling Halifax.
The next available representative. To check the status of your application, change your address, download an application, or check the frequently asked questions and professions. Please visit the website at
www.dora.state.gov. Somebody said there's a key on their own
application is complete. You will be notified of the deficiencies.
Packer in
The
Florida.
application needs to be found at the top right hand corner of the application. We accept checks and money orders, which must be paid in US dollars, made payable to the state of Colorado.
Right.
Be signed and dated. We do not
Getting
accept
my ride on.
Sure.
Pull up in front of the store and I'm like, selling computers. Okay, I went in to see you selling computers. And then I spoke to this big fella in the cafeteria. Oh, this is good. But then when we got in the factory, he had his own T1 landed in there.
Yeah.
And had the, and he was like, oh, really? This is what you're doing. And then he said, but I got a problem. I'm like, what's your problem? He says, I got this guy, supposed to be doing this stuff on my DNS, and it never works right. Blase this, and he gives me grief. I gotta wait on him, and
well, that's the worst problem when you need a tech guy and you're not one.
and he's just a little smart ass. And I'm like, really? I said, I know how to do that. I know how to do that. So our deal was, I brought my customers over, put them on his net, okay, let me keep them. But then I got the in-house stuff. We've been ever since. Talking about riding my bike down to Mountain Peak.
25 plus.
Yeah. Started on that day. And let go since. It's pretty good.
When I had that computer show at night, man,
We used to do that shit.
that was one of the funnest fucking shows I ever did. Microsoft paid me. Because I had retail computer stores, they would give me all these OEM licenses and shit, so I'd have to buy them. So they didn't like pay me in cash, but they gave me so much fucking free product. It was unbelievable. I mean, it was like they were paying me $5-6 grand a month
Exactly.
for them to be the main sponsor. they would come on the show back then, but they were late night shows, and we would do the craziest shit. For a while, I called the White House. Every time I sat in front of that mic, I'd call the White House. Is basically how I'd start the show, and I'd ask for Bill Clinton. And they'd never put the fucking guy on, of course. And probably after doing that shtick for about 3 months, I get a fucking call at home from Secret Service telling me not to call the fucking White House switchboard anymore. And guess what? I didn't. I complied. All right. This, my friends, is the only show of its kind. What do? Well, I'm going to tell you. We solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. We try to make your life just a little bit better. If someone wronged you, if someone took advantage of you, if someone stole from you,
we go after them. And if we think you're in the right, we will go after them like nobody's business. It's simple as that. So if you have an issue, 303-MARTINO, by the way, that number works on, say it with me, and off the air. And help, H-E-L-P, at troubleshooter.com. I'll always let you know when a line's open. And Nikki, hold tight. We're going to go back to Nikki. She's got an issue with the contractor. The contractor took $6,400 and really didn't do much. He did the shower pan, delivered some tiles, and another guy's finishing it up right now. Did we try to reach out to Alfredo, the contractor? If not, let's see if he can get on. So, Nikki, I'll come back to you. Michael, Kenneth, hold tight. I want to bring Cassandra back up real quick, though. Cassandra, we helped out.
Hi there.
Hey, Cassandra, we helped you out with your landlord. We gave you some advice, and you actually went to your landlord, talked to him, and got your rent lowered, which was really cool, mainly because you're a good tenant, and you paid during COVID, and they wanted to raise it, and basically it worked out great. But you are also looking for a job. Currently, you have a job, and you've had a job for the last 2 years. If I recall, you're 28, 29 years old, and you don't like working like in front of people. Do you mind like working like in a call center environment, though? Talking to people? I mean, are you willing to do virtually anything?
So typically, just any interaction with people with the problems that I deal with myself, it's a little tough for me if I have to talk to a bunch of people all day long. But if you put me in the back end doing production or just working, you know, I'm a hard worker and I pick up on things really fast.
And your job history is pretty good. I mean, you've had this current job for 2 years. What is it that you do currently?
I'm a retail merchandiser, so I go to different retail locations around the city and help set up and maintain displays and stock and inventory, that sort of thing.
Got it. Now I want to bring up one of our referral list members. In fact, we go back a long, long ways. Bob Logan is one of the owners of Plumline Services. Bob, I know you guys are hiring left and right now, and I kind of thought about you when she called in. What is Plumline looking to hire right now, though? Is it mostly just technicians, plumbers? I kind of brought out a little of what she's doing now. Is there a place for her down there if she applied? And I love putting you on the spot, by the way, Bob.
That's okay. I'm used to you putting me on the spot, Mark. But you know, there might be. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. The best thing to do is go to plumlineservices.com and our careers page. And it has a whole list of the different positions that we're hiring for, the responsibilities. You know, the reality is we're in the customer service business. We're in the service business. So we're even the internal workings of our office, you're communicating quite a bit. Now, I do have some positions like accounts receivable, accounts payable, you know, other things.
Cassandra, have you done stuff like that? Have you done accounts payable in the past?
I have done a little bit with that, and I don't necessarily have a ton of training on it, but as I said, I am a really quick learner, and I tend to pick up on that kind of thing really fast.
Hey, I want to ask you something. What is your issue? I'm being serious. Is it an anxiety disorder? I mean, how would you put it? This has nothing to do with anything. I'm curious as hell now.
Yeah, so it really is an anxiety issue. Okay. It's just that for me, when I come home from work, if I've had to talk to a bunch of people all day, it's tough on me emotionally. It makes it hard to live my everyday life. So I'm just trying to find a good fit.
That sucks. Well, I'd go to, where is it again, Bob? PlumlineServicesofcourse.com, and then the jobs page.
Right, and we are, as you mentioned, we're hiring technicians, installers, warehouse people, accounting. I'm currently hiring for someone for IT support. So we have all sorts of positions available. I literally have over 40 positions available right now.
Anybody that says you can't find a job now is just full of crap. They're everywhere. Everybody on the referral list is hiring. I mean, it's insane, Bob.
It is insane. And for most of our full-time positions, or I should say all of our full-time positions, we pay 100% family paid health insurance. We have a 401k match.
Oh, my God.
Off, and it's still difficult to find people. It's I'm not going to get into politics, but the stimulus,
it hurt.
We need to get people back to work. There's every business owner I know, regardless of industry, is hiring right now. So there are jobs out there.
Here's the other problem, though, Bob, and this is what it really creates, man. I was talking first hour. I believe it's McDonald's in Castle Rock, $25. The price of a hamburger's got to go up. I mean, there's no doubt about it. What it's creating is this massive amount of money for jobs that should not be paying that high, which is going to create the inflation that is bringing these prices to a point it's unbelievable. I have never in the history of my life lived where every car out there right now typically sells over MSRP. I would have never have thought, and I used to think you're a fool if you pay MSRP. That's it. That is like the going deal now. We're going to get priced out of this. How do you guys keep like the furnaces, the air conditioners, the water heaters? How do you even stay competitive in this market with supply chain issues and then of course just the inflation? Like how much more does a furnace cost you guys now than it did pre-COVID? Bob, I mean, just like a percentage. And typically speaking, is a furnace now 10% higher than 2019 or 50% higher?
Mark, just since January, we have had about a 15 to 20% increase on most of our materials. Water heaters are as high as 30% higher. And that's why I keep, when I was on your show on Wednesday, that's why I keep encouraging everybody, even if you think you can hold off a little bit.
Get it now.
Get it now, because even finance it. You can get a full HVAC system, for example, for $4, $5, $6 a day. I mean, but what that's going to save you, if you wait 6 months, you might pay a considerable amount more. Not might, you will. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm doing everything I can. You'd ask me what we do. We have the luxury because of our size. We were able to
buy a bunch
of inventory and hedge our bets against these price increases and also the supply chain issues. So we have that luxury that a lot of our competitors don't, but still,
the only real good news you mentioned, I don't even know if you realized you said it, but how cheap money is right now. But even with the low interest rates, even if you could offer 0% or whatever, 5%, they'd probably even save that if they went to an efficient amount just on electric and some of the rebates Excel has. But more to my point, though, more to this point, I should say, the price of stuff is so outrageous now when our current administration, and I'm not going to get political here, but when they say we're not going to tax anybody that makes less than $400,000 a year, 99% of the population start clapping because they fall into that. But here's the problem. Inflation is the tax that hits everybody, every single person out there. And the poorer you are, the worse inflation is on you. If you're a homeless guy, and I'm being serious here, and you're used to paying $2 for your 40, that 40 is now $3. And I am not kidding. Everything is inflated. And you're hiring 40 people. How about this, Bob? How about the price of gas? How many trucks do you have?
Well, we got over 100 trucks, and so obviously we can't absorb all those costs. But here's the thing, to your point, Mark, it doesn't matter if you make $30,000 a year or $300,000 a year. We all pay the same price at the gas pump.
Oh, it's crazy.
We all pay the same price for a hamburger. So
it's crazy.
Regardless of taxes, people are getting hurt because of how fast stuff is increasing, and it's getting out of control.
What do you honestly think? And I'm kind of glad I got you on for Cassandra. In fact, Suzanne, just make sure she knows that website. But Bob, just as a business owner of a huge company, I mean, you guys do. I don't even want to guess, but 20 to 100 million a year. I mean, it's a big company. What do you see happening supply chain wise? Like, I am still perplexed why COVID shut down the supply chain everywhere. Honest to God, I realize they shut down factories sometimes for a month or two at a time, but why is this taking 18 plus months to ramp stuff back up? I just don't get it. Where's the bottleneck right now? Like, literally on a furnace, where is the bottleneck? Is it at Carrier's factory where they literally make them? Or is it where the burner is made somewhere in Europe that you can't get? I mean, do you know where the bottleneck is for your industry?
It's just a little bit along the whole line. And so, Carrier, for example, even if they have the materials to make the furnace and air conditioning systems, they cannot staff. They normally run 3 different shifts, and they can only find the staffing for one shift, so they can't manufacture fast enough. If they could fill those positions, they could run all 3 shifts, and a lot of the supply chain issues would go away.
You know, when COVID first happened and we didn't know what the hell was going on, I mean, I was terrified, man. In fact, I was in Las Vegas when it shut down. Literally, the hotel was shutting down, and we were lucky to have a plane ticket to get the hell out of there. I was terrified. I didn't know how bad it was going to be, and there was a period of time where the extra stimulus money was needed. Restaurants weren't open. Casinos weren't open. There was no jobs to get because the entire country was shut down. That's when you send people a check. But then when we started figuring out this damn disease and how it is affecting people, and more to the point, who it's affecting, and we start working on vaccines and everything, you don't continue to give people money for free because we end up in this circumstance. Hey, Bob Logan, Plumline, I appreciate you coming on, man. I really do, Bob. I like your perspective on stuff, and we're going to have that meatball contest when you come in next time.
Perfect. Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome, man. And anybody looking for a job out there, I'm going to say one more thing, then I promise I'll take a break. And I promise, callers, I'll get to you. I'll do nothing but calls after this. But one more thing I want to mention here. People that have kids, and the kids might not want to go to college. Now, Bob might agree or disagree, but he knows where I come from because we've talked about it. You realize your kid right now that's getting ready to graduate high school, he could start or she could start with Plumline. They'll put him through school. Eventually, let's say they're really hard workers. How long would it take to be their own full-blown HVAC tech, Bob? I mean full-blown. 5 years? 4 years? I mean, someone that's really got the aptitude and they're quick, they're smart. How long?
Yeah, if they put their nose to the grindstone and work hard, within 4 or 5 years, they could be making a tremendous income, much more. I mean, some of these guys make 6 figures a year, and
high 6 figures.
We pay along the way. So you come out, it's not like
free
going
school,
to a university,
and you've got a trade. And I assure you, parents out there, they're going to pay more. They're going to make more in 4 or 5 years than they would with a bachelor's degree coming out of CSU, CU, anywhere. Now, I understand that eventually maybe that person, depending on what they do, might make more. But if you get into an industry like this, here, you know, he's kind of talking in tongues a little, $150,000, he's got techs that make that much, more than that. And this is, they pay for all the school, and it's not just Plumline. It's this industry in general. And if you think HVAC is going away, you're crazy, unless we all live in Hawaii. Hey, Bob, I appreciate it, man. 303-713-8255. Nikki, Kenneth, Michael, I promise, right after this, you've got me.
Even in Hawaii, exact big, man.
I was going to say, what about yeah.
Hawaii's beautiful. You said Lazara, too?
But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Like, where does that place? 82% of people keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply. 82% of you will also know that I
You know what? And the other thing is no debt. No debt.
Right. That's the big thing.
I forgot about that. That's massive. How much debt did you really? Well, not even you because it was so long ago, but someone paying their own way through, all the way through medical school. Hold on. I got to do this first. Hold on.
Radio. All right, listen, everybody out there, it seems, has a mortgage company they deal with. The reason we talk about Ideal Home Loans all the time is because of this. You know, they always are going to have low rates. Their rates are always going to be super competitive, if not lower than everybody else out there. But the interest rate guarantee is something unique. Most companies don't do this. If rates go down further, we've all heard it, you better get refinanced now before rates go up. Well, the bottom line is rates tend to be going down lately. No matter how long we look at it, they could be going down again. And if they do, and you used Ideal Home Loans, guess what? Guess what? They refi you for free, out of their pocket. You can't beat that, and that guarantee is good for 2 years from when you close with them. They're custom term loans. It's exactly that. Maybe a 15 or a 10 or a 30 aren't right for you. You can custom term your loan to what works for you and your family. Their pre-approval is like shopping with cash. Listen, they're a direct lender. They're not a broker. They're great guys. It's their money. 303-867-7000, 303-867-7000, or go to idealhomeloans.com. Now, check this guy out, Joe Lazare. I love having him on the show. He is a criminal defense attorney, and he's one of the best I've ever seen out there. Thank God I've never needed him, but anybody that has used him has come back with some of the best messaging. I can't believe it. We had one person, his girlfriend, maybe it was his wife at this point, but got a DUI. Not only did they end up getting in zero trouble for the DUI, all the charges got dropped, but they kept their license, and they didn't even blow in the breathalyzer, which is generally a 1-year suspension no matter what. This guy got that figured out somehow. I have no idea how Joe does it. I know this. He knows the judges, he knows the DAs, and he knows how to cut a deal if that's the case. And if you're innocent, he knows how to get in front of a jury and convince them you're innocent. Joseph A. Lazara. Write it down. Put it in your phone right now, because when you do need them, you're going to be scrambling. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200.
Take it. The guy I met, his son is paying between $60,000 and $70,000 a year for medical school.
Holy shit.
So you come out owing $250,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that didn't include his bachelor, though, right?
No, it's just for medical school.
So then that's another, what, 30 a year? 30,
yeah,
60,
yeah,
120?
If you go to
so you're a $500,000 to be a doctor.
Easily.
Unless you're a doctor in Mexico, then it's like $12.
Or you're a doctor in the United States military.
Right.
I'll tell you what, that's who I'd rather have as a MASH doctor, though.
I'll bet you, well, those guys are really well trained.
For what they do.
But so are other trauma surgeons.
Yeah.
You know, you go to a big city hospital like where I was.
Chicago.
Yeah,
they get
that is a military outfit. I got news for you.
I mean, I was in a big city hospital in New York City, and for my specialty, I don't think there was anything that I didn't see after 4 years.
Good.
First time I've eaten Anthony's in probably 5 years. Like at least the pizza. I've
3
had their
years.
salads. At least 3 years, 4 years. I spoke to Alfredo.
Oh, good. Let me know on air.
I was going to.
Did he develop the sauce to put on pasta?
No. You would think so, but
You couldn't get him to come on, though?
No.
Come on.
You're losing your touch.
I'm going to have to fire her. Don't fucking say anything, damn YouTubers. Can you imagine if I fired my wife on air?
Yeah.
I'd never leave. I'll tell you this, I won't leave the fucking studio. You'd have to drag me the fuck out of here.
I'll tell you what would happen. Tom would fire you, and he'd hire Suzanne back.
Shit, man, I'll tell you straight up, I wouldn't leave this fucking studio.
But you'd be talking 2 octaves higher.
porch or patio? You need mud jacking. I'm Brian with Advanced Mud Jacking. 30 years servicing the Front Range, Longmont to Castle Rock. 303-424-9441. Advanced Mud Jacking at yahoo.com.
This is Clay Travis. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Max Protein.
After being inactive for Denver's first 2 games, the Broncos have officially
Put up Fernando's number if you think.
You mean Alfredo?
Or what did I say?
Fernando.
Fernando. What's another sauce? You got Alfredo.
Marinara.
Marinara. I like
What is it, like bolognese or something like that?
Yeah, it looks like bologna. Bolognese, yeah. Bolognese or something. So we're going to do a meatball. Doc's going to make some. Suzanne's going to make some. And Tom is going to make some.
And then we're having the whitest non-ethnic guy in the world, Bob Logan, be the judge.
Yep.
Kevin's from back east, so he would know good meatballs.
Oh, yeah. But that's tough. I mean, the meatball isn't a meatball. You go to 5 places and find completely different
meatballs.
Yeah.
And just because you have red sauce on it doesn't make it a good hero, you know? All right, folks,
303-713-8255, one line open. We've got a lot going on. I mean, a lot. Suzanne, you spoke to Alfredo, so real quick, Nikki called up. She gave this guy $6,400. She got a box of tiles, according to her, and she got a little bit of work done. Like the shower, the shower was put in, but it was put in crooked. So it's kind of crazy. What did Alfredo have to say? Did he not want to come on the air?
He did not want to come on the air, Mark. Here's what he told me.
What's your gut?
I don't know, because I didn't hear the original call with Nikki, but this is what he told me, Mark. He said that he was kicked off the job. They broke the contract. He was told to get the F out, F-bomb here and there. He said that Nikki and her husband, they have a bunch of change orders they've done, so that's why he's not being able to get the permit. And anyway, his next step is an attorney.
What's his, for what? To go after her? So
that's how I understood it.
Go ahead, Nikki. Did you drop the F-bomb? Come on, be honest. Nikki? Oh, man, Suzanne accidentally put you on hold. Did you drop the F-bomb?
My husband did. We have a 6-year-old here. He said that it was going to be 2 weeks. It's been almost a month.
Yeah.
There was no change order. I don't even know what that is.
So he's lying.
He can't come after me. He doesn't even have a license. I looked it up after the fact.
And there's no way he did $6,400 worth of work. Even that guy over there that worked for him that I talked to said, maybe about $2,000. So I'd even give him. What do you think is fair to get back from him?
I would give him $2,000. I'm an honest person. I'm a mom. I'm a student. I'm getting my master's degree. $6,400 is a lot of money.
Heck yeah, it is.
He ripped us off.
Suzanne, what do you think?
He says they broke the contract.
Well, I'm not saying they broke it or not. I don't know. Do you actually have the contract, Nikki?
I do have a contract. And I'm an investigator myself, and it does not say anything on there non-refundable, which it's supposed to say on there.
Huh. Well, it doesn't matter if it says it or not.
We had to fire. Wasn't getting the job done. What would you do? You have a 60-year-old and no bathroom? Come on.
No, it's kind of crazy. I get you.
Those jobs always take longer, Mark, than anticipated. Doesn't matter who you are or what you're getting done.
Why'd you pay him up front anyhow, Nikki?
He had it set up in 3 increments. So I gave him the initial part, which was for supplies and stuff. Then he wanted another payment a week later, which I paid on time.
Do you have those pictures? Do you have the pictures of exactly where he left off?
Yeah.
See, I'm a little torn on this because you did kick him off the job, right? I mean, that is true.
When I heard that he was paying $300 a week, I lost it. We're good people. I take care of people.
Yeah, but why? See, that's a little weird. I get where you're coming from.
I don't know that that's any of her business.
I know. It kind of throws it.
Well, sorry about that, but he really ripped us off.
Yeah.
He's a liar. He's a compulsive liar. He lied to us about everything. He
like what?
About my vanity being ordered, which I never saw. That was $500. The shower with glass door, never saw that. This is all money.
So wait a minute. So that first, hold on, Nikki, that first $6,400 you paid him, was that for part of that stuff?
Yes.
You know what, Suzanne? Here's what I want to do, Doc. I want you to call this guy. He doesn't want to come on air, so it doesn't matter if Suzanne calls or not. So, Doc, you call up, and here's the deal. You need to tell him about the Contractors Trust Act. If she gave $6,400 and truly has received a box of tiles and a little of the shower pan, I think is what she actually said, and the shower pan had to be redone, this guy should have about, you know, $4,000 or $5,000 of her money still sitting in trust. And if he doesn't realize that is a criminal offense, then we need to explain it to him in a nice way. Okay, Doc? Okay. Maybe share with him sleazbrigade.com and see if there's a certain photo he wants us to use if we end up putting them up. Nikki, hold tight. Here's what I'd like callers to do, too. I'm going to give out Alfredo's number after Doc talks to him, depending on what he says to Doc. I mean, Doc, it doesn't matter if he got kicked off the job. Really, nothing matters but this. It's a he said, she said. And the fact that she even cares what he was paying his employees kind of irritates me that Nikki, really, that has nothing to do with anything. But he should have that money sitting there. And if he doesn't, he needs to deliver the glass door, the vanity, whatever else he said that he ordered. That stuff should still be delivered. He might not agree with the number she's saying of $2,000 to refund, you know, $4,400, but he's got to agree to something. You know what I'm saying? All right, thanks, Doc. 303-713-8255. So let's, Suzanne, get her on hold. I'll be back. Who is it, Master Rooter and who? One more time.
This report is sponsored by Churches.
What do you think on that one, Kevin?
What, the bathroom? No, it's all bullshit. You know, it's typical. You know, the guy just hires any subcontractor he can find off the street to go do the work. He don't care. He doesn't have his own crews. He doesn't, you know. This guy works for him for what, a week? He's paying him $300 a week.
Gets everything at Home Depot.
Yeah.
Churches has a deal made for you or all y'all. Choose your favorite tenders.
A lot of the reviews you got are saying
signs and biscuits for everyone. So swing
fly
by
by
Churches
bread.
starting at
Not even by night.
Churches down home plate. Offer valid at participating locations.
All right, check it out, Master Rooter Plumbing. I love these guys. If you need a plumber, you're not going to get a better deal than this. Here it is. It's so unbelievable. You're going to love it. They'll come out to your house if you're in the Denver metro area. Now, they go other places, but they might have a trip charge, like if you're in Vail or something like that. But anyhow, they'll go out and they'll give you a free estimate. No trip charge. So that is a licensed plumber to your house for your needs with a free estimate. And if you ever need a sewer line, I love these guys because they own their own equipment, their own excavation company, and they can save you up to 50% from the competition. And I've seen it. I've seen other people's estimates at over $20,000 for sewer lines. And Master Rooter has done that particular one for under $10,000. That's more than 50%. Master Rooter Plumbing. You can check them out on the referral list at referrallist.com, or I'll give you their phone number, 720-434-3406, 720-434-3406. Now, check it out. You own a business, maybe a pizza place. Maybe your pizza place is in Castle Rock. And when someone in Castle Rock wants pizza and they go Google it or they Bing it or they Yahoo it, you want your business to come up. The guys at GetFoundFast.com can help you with this task. In fact, they'll do something for free. That's amazing. You can do a free webinar with them. You'll give them your current website. They're going to pull it up. They're going to teach you about the Google panel. They're going to show you what keywords are driving people to you. They're going to show you what your competition's doing, and they're going to tell you how you can improve it. It's the best free thing you can do if you're a small business owner. Simple as that. GetFoundFast.com. Go there right now. You can call them or email them. GetFoundFast.com.
Amendment 78 is
I used to sell a lot of tires on Saturdays, man. I've never understood closing on Saturdays. But if it wasn't for tires, I don't think I would have been open Saturdays.
Exactly.
Tires are back in the day. They were a $10 or $12 an hour job. I didn't have to staff expensive people.
Yeah, but you didn't have $50,000 tire machines and balancers, so you could do all the mag wheels, and it's a whole different. And there's so many different sizes. I mean, Discount can't even stock tires for half the cars that drive in.
Are tires having supply issues too?
I don't do a lot of them. I mean, they're so pimped out. Yeah, they're so pimped out. You can't. You're lucky to make a buck on a set. It's not worth the headache in the investment.
You have to do volume so you get kickbacks at the end of the year.
Yes.
That's how all our money was waterfall.
Yeah.
I basically, if I bought it for 100, I'd sell it for 100. I'd make some money on the balance, hopefully get the alignment, get some front end work done with it too. But as far as the rubber, at the end of the year, I get either 15 or 20% back.
Yep. If you met your quotas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always met.
Well, you met them because you had to. But
You have to.
Yeah.
And then it's out in purchases, not on sales. So there was times, even if you didn't hit it, you still buy more.
What the fuck is a pro bono mechanic?
He's a pro bono mechanic. It's a guy named Pro, last name Bono.
Give him Al's number.
Yeah. I need a pro bono.
I still have. You were saying tires. That's April Fool's thing when you did that to Al.
Oh my God! I didn't do it. Tom did it. I couldn't.
You were right in the middle of it.
Well, okay, I might have created it, but I didn't say it. Fuck, Al was. He called me like an hour or two after the show and gave me a fucking earful. I just had 3 motherfuckers call up telling me I'm a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because I ain't giving them free tires. Who the fuck gives free tires? What are you guys saying? Well, Tom said you were giving free tires. That's probably what happened. I'm not exactly sure how this transpired, but apparently you're giving out free tires to the first 10 callers.
At both locations. Yeah.
He was fucking. I'll tell you what, though. I got him so good last April Fool's, guys. It was fucking scary. Oh, my God. I have never seen Tom so out of his skull like that. It was so good, I had to fucking come clean. He was calling cops. I mean, it was fucking amazing. And his wife told him before he left, Stephanie goes, Mark gets you every year. Don't let him fucking get you this year. The best I ever got. He was fucking almost crying, and I am not bullshitting, man. He was so frazzled, he looked like he just learned like his mom died or his son got hit. Something just dramatic. He sat in here after he knew what happened. He just sat like this for about a half hour. He couldn't say anything. I'm looking at Suzanne like,
I think we broke him.
I think I broke Martino. He's going, oh my God, I'm so invaded. I feel so invaded. Someone stole my car. I got this in there. I got my medication in there. I got my personal notes. I got my laptop. Oh my God. Oh, I'm over there. Couldn't believe I got him though. Couldn't believe it. I got him on one of his big endorsements the first year. I won't say who it is, but big endorsement. And I pick up the phone when we're in the office down there. I dialed myself, pick up the office phone, go, oh, hey, man. Why? What do you mean? Why would you go with them instead? I mean, I had him hook, line, and sinker. He was panic zone 4. I guess I'm an asshole.
Facebook calls you savage.
All right, folks, 303-713-8255. Suzanne, do you remember Pro Bono Mechanic? We're going to have to talk to Steve on that.
Yep.
So Doc is calling on Nikki's behalf.
Calling Alfredo?
Calling Alfredo.
Fettuccine?
Fettuccine Alfredo.
Yep.
Boy, you're giggly today. Huh. Anyhow, we're going to figure that out. Here's the other deal.
Did you have a question for me, though?
I did have a question for you, and you threw me off with the Fettuccine Alfredo compliment. Usually I come up with nicknames, but this time she came up with one. Oh, no, I was telling the guys in here, April Fool's Day. Have you ever seen Tom like that? In your entire life, have you ever seen that man look so beaten that day?
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy.
I thought he was going to kill you.
Oh,
I thought I was going to bury your body.
I thought he was going to have a heart attack. I moved his car, if you don't know this. So it was April Fool's Day, and his wife told him, don't let Mark get you. He gets you every year, and I do. And I was shocked I did, so I moved his car to a different lot, and everything was just perfect because he had to go get his blood pressure medication, ironically, out of the car early. I thought after the show he'd find out, but he sat down, we opened the show up. He goes, I got to get my blood pressure medication. And I already moved his car. I was like, this is going to be sweet. There's no way he can think I moved it. And sure enough, man, he called the cops. He did. He went so far it was unbelievable, man. And then he sat here depressed like a small child that you took the last bit of Halloween candy after a week from. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Hey, Mark.
Maybe it was
yes.
meds.
On a side note, I was typing with the YouTubers.
Yes.
I just found out what you and I were doing last night was illegal. That just cracks me up.
Why is it illegal?
Apparently.
Don't say what we were doing.
Okay.
Don't say it if it was illegal.
Most
funny.
States.
Well, yeah, only in Texas is it illegal. Yeah. How do they know what we were doing last night? That's what I want to know.
Because I was like, you should have seen Mark and I last night downtown, and then somebody comes back and says that's illegal.
Why? How many police did we go by? Honest to
tons.
God, tons of police. What do you mean it's illegal? I challenge someone on that, and I'll tell you guys what that's about. But Nikki, hold tight. Doc's talking to them. Michael, this is a different car title issue. What's going on, Michael? And then Kenneth, hold tight. We're going to find out about this water meter. Michael, how can we help? Okay, you're going to have to handle that, Suzanne. I don't even know if that was a person. Kenneth, what's going on with you? Kenneth.
This is Ken, yes.
Hey, Kenneth, what's going on, man?
And, well, the city of Greeley is changing all our water meters, and I noticed I got a $365 water bill. So yesterday I went around the meter. I was just walking around, and I saw water. And so I lifted the lid off, and it's like 4 feet deep, and it's full of water. So I started moving the rocks away. My landscaping is completely soaked.
Wait a minute.
Call the water company.
Hold on, Kenneth. You're talking really quick here. So when did they come out and put the new meter? The meter's just on the side of your house, right?
It's in the front, right by the driveway.
Right by the driveway. When did they change it out?
August the 28th, I think it was.
Okay, and then
maybe an 18th. Maybe an 18th.
So I'm trying to picture this. Is it like underground? You said there's like 4 feet of water. Explain that.
Right. You know where they got a cap over it, right?
Okay. So you pop the cap and look down. It's filled with water.
It's completely filled.
Okay. So did you call Greeley Water Department?
I did.
And what did they say?
They sent the contractor out. They sent the contractor out that put the meter in. They came, and the city of Greeley showed up. The guy tells me, unfortunately, I think that neck or something that goes into the meter on your side is broken, and that's on your side, so it's your responsibility. And my first response was, well
wait a minute, Kenneth, I agree with where you're going, because if it wasn't just replaced, I would say yeah, but this guy was just out there working on it.
Right.
So
absolutely.
How much?
That was my fear.
First of all, did you get it fixed? I mean, you got to get it fixed regardless.
I just found out they're out there right now checking it out. So.
Well, who's out there checking it out? Your people?
A plumbing company.
Who did you call?
A&W Plumbing here in Greeley.
Okay, you're up in Greeley.
I gotta get it fixed.
Well, of course you do. So did they give you an estimate yet?
60 gallons per minute.
Did they give you an estimate yet?
They just drove up.
Okay, couple things here. One, I want to know the information. You can give it to Suzanne for the plumbing company or the contractor that did the meters for the city. I want to talk to that contractor, so I need that information. You'll give that to Suzanne. The second thing, before you sign or do anything on this, I want to know how much the company out there right now wants to charge you. I don't want you to get not only get okey-doked by the old contractor, but then get ripped off by this one. We'll get one of our experts on to see if it seems right as far as pricing, okay?
Okay.
So that's the steps we're going to do. So, Suzanne, what I want is the original contractor's phone number and the name of the company, whatever this guy has on him. Then we're going to have Marty or Deputy Doc call them up and see what the heck's going on.
Whoever these other plumbing companies are, they should be able to confirm whether or not that damage was caused by the guy who installed that meter.
You know what, Jeff? Whoops, I brought up the wrong person. I'm sorry. Hold on. Hey, Kenneth, you know, Jeff Vick just brought up something very smart that I whispered to him. Here's what you should do. You should have that plumber look at it and see if he thinks the last plumber actually broke it. You follow? Before he actually takes it off and fixes it.
That's what I told him.
Excellent. All right, hold tight. Give Suzanne all that information. 303-713-8255. Michael, I can hear him now. He's not mumbling.
Should be good.
All right, let's do this. Oh, hold on. Michael, I'll come to you. I got to take this break. It's a hard break. Hold tight, bro. It's going to be a good one.
I spell Alfredo.
Okay, hold on. Tell me on air.
Your local Ford store.
You guys aren't doing any specials or anything, are you? No. We'll get into cars here in a minute, too.
No, we're probably going to have our best month ever this month, dollar-wise.
You know, Simply Floor, I'm getting ready to do a spot for them. The first year they were with us, it was a brand new company almost, maybe a year old. He did $1 million that year. He's going to do about $20 million this year.
Wow.
Isn't that fucking unbelievable?
That's awesome.
In probably 7 years.
Well, you know, if you're good at what you do and you're honest, you can build a good business.
One of the hardest parts is duplicating yourself, though. And Buddy has somehow done that with his salespeople.
Built Ford tough and priced to sell during Truck Month, only at your local Ford stores.
I can't say enough about this company. These guys have been to my house twice. They did a carpet for me, some LVT. I love SimplyFloorsInc.com. Buddy Mitchell and Karen, they decided, simple as this, we're going to sell stuff for less than the competition. You can actually save money compared to the big box stores, and you're going to get crews that they know. These are people that Buddy and Karen know that are doing all the installs. It's just a great setup. It's a great business, and they also bring everything to you. If you're looking at LVT, they can bring out all different colors. They lay it out right there next to your furniture, your paint, your walls. You get a real idea of what's going on. It's not like going to some showroom or some, Home Depot and looking through different things. These guys bring whatever you're looking at out to you. Now, you can go to their showroom. They have a big one. I wouldn't do that, though. I'd simply have them come out like I've done numerous times. But check them out. You save money, which I love, and you get the best service, which I love, and you're going to get the best flooring. And you better do it like everything else. Supply chain sucks. If you want new carpet, hardwood, tile, LVT before Thanksgiving, you better get on the books. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
Trees make you feel good, and the Tree Farm's 50-cent tree sale will make you feel even better. It's our biggest sale of the year. Buy the first carry-out size tree at regular price and get a second tree.
Okay, a couple of things. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to hold Nikki while Ken was calling Alfredo.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then with Kenneth, I'm going to send it to Marty or Scott because Ken's got a lot going on here already.
Perfect.
Yep.
So I just figured that'd be easier.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay.
And what does Scott or Marty need to do? Get help?
We need to call the guy that changed the meter out for the city.
Oh, okay.
It appears as if he broke something, and now they're saying this guy's responsible. We'll know actually a little more from Kenneth because he's got a plumber out there looking at it right now.
Okay, so hold Kenneth right now?
Yeah, or I'll go back to Kenneth.
All right.
I know exactly what I'm going to tell him.
All right.
But yes, give all the information to Marty. Pick up Kenneth right now. He's going to give you a name of a contractor and a phone number. That's where Marty's got to start.
Okay.
I don't think.
Were you naked?
Now, maybe.
That's what the problem was.
I'm going, how do people on YouTube know what we did last night?
Exactly.
You're watching.
They're always watching.
They're a unique set of people. That's what I love about people. They're unique. You ever seen a Richard Pryor moving? God, it's a funny movie. But he's got two twins. So they're like probably 12 years old, middle school, maybe a little younger. But they run for track. Oh, yeah, of course it's two twins. They have two twins. Damn it, why did I say that? So, but they're identical. So they run for track, and they're the best, but it's just one. So the one will hang out halfway through the race and pop out and take the other's place. And no one can figure out how these kids are so fucking fast because they think it's one. And they do, so the school only has one, this is like the total side note of the whole movie. They only have one kid enrolled. So like literally they share going to school, they share racing. And of course the parents don't know, the school doesn't know. But it was like, man, how cool would that have been as a kid?
What was the one he did with Gene Wilder where they got thrown in jail?
Oh, Trading Places.
Yeah.
What's the one where, yeah, that's it, with the
that
stock.
wasn't. Trading Places was with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, you're right. Trading Places was Eddie Murphy. You're thinking of the one where they go to the rodeo at the end and break out of prison.
Something my brothers.
And ironically enough, they're like let off. They're finally let out of prison after they escape.
There was another one. He developed an algorithm to deposit half and quarter pennies and stuff.
Yeah, because they're off of people's paychecks.
Yeah. And you know the executives are up in the window. Like, we got to figure out somebody's going to stand out. And here he is trying to park his Ferrari. Like, get up onto the sidewalk.
Brewster's Millions.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
He had to spend a certain amount of money. Remember,
that was a different one.
No, it wasn't
different.
That's a different one.
That's a different movie. Yeah, he goes, and quite frankly, I think that was also Eddie Murphy, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. But he goes and buys the antique stamp. And like,
the upside down.
He hires the Yankees.
He ends up mailing it, so it's worthless.
Okay, I'll tell you best Richard Pryor one. Best one ever. The Toy with Jackie Gleason. Jackie Gleason buys him for his kid.
Yeah.
The Toy.
Masturbator.
That's right. The kid's name was Masturbator.
He's like, oh, you're serious?
He's walking through to the department store and the kid goes, I'll take that. Jackie Gleason, man, he was great. Then he did the one, JoJo Dancer. That's where it was based on his own life.
Yeah.
And that's where he blows himself up. What's he smoking? Crack, probably. Yeah. What blows up in crack? I never got that.
I don't know. I'm evidently more careful.
All right, 303-713-8255. Deputy Doc, you talked to, let me tell everybody what's going on real quick. Nikki called up. Contractor takes $6,400, did very little work. You called the contractor up, Alfredo, and you told him about the Contractors Trust Act, meaning he needs to keep that $6,400 in trust and not spend it on anything but Nikki's job. What did you make of this guy?
He told me, number one, that he spent the money on materials and partially that he did the work, as Nikki said, some work. He also said that the reason he didn't want to come on is because it was a violation of the contract and that in the contract it specifies that they need to go to a mediator, and Nikki did not want to go to a mediator.
I don't care if he puts you got to go to a trucker to work things out. I don't care if you got to go to a gym or a karate studio. It doesn't. That has no bearing on anything.
He said that he spent between the materials and the labor that he's satisfied that he spent the money that she gave him on legitimate things.
Nikki, did you get anything besides the tiles?
No, I didn't get a vanity, shower door. We bought a top.
So he's telling you that he bought all this stuff.
He said that he bought things like backboards and drywall and other building materials.
Well, maybe so, but you think so. What's your gut on it, Doc?
My gut is that he probably didn't, but he refuses to come on and talk about it, and he said that because Nikki threw him out, she didn't give him a chance to come back and fix the work.
Well, it wasn't the smartest thing throwing him out, Nikki, but that doesn't mean the guy should keep all your money. That's crap. Now, if he actually ordered the vanity and that stuff and he can deliver it, I'm down with that. That's the deal. But to keep probably between $4,000 and $5,000 with nothing to show for it is not acceptable, dude. Alfredo, it's not acceptable, bro.
Well, he drew a line in the sand.
Well, okay, I'm going to draw a line in the sand. So here's what I think we should do. If you're listening to the show right now, do me a favor. How do they block a number when you call? Because I don't want this guy harassing anybody. Star what? Star 72? Star 67? Does anybody know? I think it's star 67.
67 blocks your number.
That's it. It'll block your number, but call them up and be nice. I don't say this. I do this for a public service, and I'm being honest. This guy took $6,400. You might feel a little different because she kicked him off the job, but you know what? That doesn't give you a good reason, at least, to keep someone's money. You can't give someone $6,400 or take $6,400 from them, do $1,000 or $2,000 worth of work, and just justify that you're keeping the rest because you had a disagreement with them. There's no problem parting ways, and there's no problem paying the guy for what he did. Jeff, go ahead.
Well, plus he hasn't delivered the product that he said he purchased with
I know. It's crazy. So Alfredo, and he owns, I believe it was Denver. Nope, I'm already on a different site. Let me go back to her real quick. Suzanne, put it in the call screen.
The remodel place.
Yeah, but wasn't it Remodel Place Denver or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Nikki, what was the exact name of this guy's company, Alfredo?
The remodel place.
The Remodel Place. Okay, hold on. So here's the deal, folks. Please, just give him a call. You know, Deputy Doc tried to reason with him. Suzanne got some information out. At least he answers his phone. But just see why he justifies keeping $4 or $5 grand. He's at 720-308-0270. I mean, Fettuccine, please, you gotta do something here. Honest to God, help this lady out. You know, she's got kids. Her bathroom, apparently you messed up on it. You found the cheapest labor you could. Here's the other deal. Here's the other thing. That is what this guy did. You realize he was paying the guy doing the work $300 a week, which really, that's between him and the guy. But where do you think he found that guy, guys? I mean, honestly, who works up the tile? Who works for $300 a week? You're right. Where he bought the tile. Yeah, he got that guy probably in front of Home Depot, has no idea who he is, what he's doing, and I'm glad the guy's working for her now doing something, but this is the kind of guy that takes your money up front and then sends schlock workers over there, and you end up with a job you can't deal with. Then he wants to justify Alfredo. He wants to justify keeping the rest of her money, and it's crap, dude. 720-308-0270. Fettuccine Alfredo. 720-308-0270. You know what, Suzanne? Why don't you text him and see what photo we should use for Sleaze Brigade? Come on. Dude, you can't just justify keeping people's money. We got a lot coming up. I'll calm down, I promise. Hold tight.
You know, damn well that they put in 40 hours a
No
week.
fun if I'm going down to
$7.50 an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's violating labor laws, everything else. I mean, it's just...
It's just like this. It's fucking crazy. And you know what? People do it all the time. It's amazing.
You know what I found? A lot of the guys, you know, they may not be legal or whatever, but the ones that take advantage most of the illegals there.
Oh, of course
they speak the language and
but
they know the
convince
situation.
them that they, you know, this is
Yeah.
the best they're going to get, and this and that.
Exactly.
It's a shame, you know.
And
But
they
some
have
of them
that-
are very skilled.
They have that inherent trust. You know, you're a Mexican guy and you see an illegal, he's going to trust you more than he's going to trust me.
Yeah, it's a goombot kind of thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, they do.
Are there Mexican Goombas?
Think of the fucking
Yeah,
coyotes.
it's not racial, it's just goombas.
No, I thought Goombas were Italian.
Well, that's how I learned it, but yeah.
That's how I learned it.
There's a guy who used to work for
Ours
me.
was Guidos.
Guidos. Yeah.
Right.
There's a
Hey, my
guy who used
uncle's
to work for
Guidos.
me. He is legal now through Reagan's pardon and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
And when he first came over, he was sleeping in the back room of a shop because the guy convinced him if he comes out during the day, he's going to be arrested.
Wow.
$100 a week, and his whole life's goal was to eat at the seafood restaurant across the street where all the rich people were.
Wow.
You know, 16-year-old kid come over, and that guy kept him back there for about 6 months until he figured out he was being taken advantage of.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah.
It made me think a little bit about The Jerk, another great movie.
Yeah.
Remember?
I'm in the phone book.
I know. These oil cans are defective. The guy, he's in the phone book, and the guy randomly, just randomly in the entire phone book, picks that poor bastard to go shoot for no reason.
You know, Camp, I was talking to some friends at breakfast today about this Serrano Steel trial with I said, you know, it's one thing screwing people out of money, but when you get to the point where you're using fake lab results to affect people's health and their medical decisions, you belong a long time in jail.
Yep.
You know, it's one thing when you screw people, you know, investors, okay, so you lost
Yeah,
your
but
money.
the only ones with teeth are the investors.
What?
The only ones with teeth are the investors.
Yeah.
The SEC, yeah.
As opposed to people's lives are at stake on these fucking tests that Elizabeth Holmes is supposedly doing. She deserves to go away for a long time.
We do need a photo of this guy.
This is ABC News. Vice President Kamala
I didn't notice anything online.
She needs to get a, you know what she should do?
She should smoke
Just get the judgment.
Yeah.
You know,
It does complicate it though when she kicks him off.
Can you sue? Can she just go?
Yeah, but I don't think he'd show up, so she'd get the judgment. I just don't think he'd show up.
That's true.
It definitely fucking complicates it. But it still doesn't give you a license to keep the fucking
No, I
money.
didn't mean it did, but I was just, you know.
Or the materials. That
And why she got involved in that relationship, it was stupid. And she liked the work the guy was doing. Really, the kind of sad part is, it almost sounds like she wanted to go direct with this guy because he'd be cheaper, but I don't know. But regardless, it doesn't give you the right just to keep the fucking money.
Suspected gunman died at the scene apparently from a self-inflicted gunshot. Police describing him as a...
Oh, who's that Kroger shooting?
So you think that Brian Laundrie kid offed himself? Like they're gonna find him a little fucker?
Fuck yeah, I don't think they'll find him. I don't think he offed himself yet. I think he'll off himself as they get closer.
I don't know if this is
Well, there's a lot of people who don't think he's actually anywhere in the area. They think the parents deliberately put that ruse up to sick the dogs off into the wrong area.
Yeah, oh yeah, the parents are definitely, they're
definitely
neck deep in it.
Complicit to the knees.
There's not much they can get
Not
on
to the
though.
neck.
Oh yeah.
Oh, maybe that is him, huh?
It's pretty tough when it's your kid. I mean,
send that to Suzanne.
I'm sorry,
I know.
Oh, it's her
somebody,
laptop.
You better have a better than fucking reason.
I know.
That is gonna be him.
It may or may not be.
I don't like that one for Sleeves Brigade. Actually, maybe he kind of looks like I don't know. Slick. Looks like a dating profile picture, I guess.
Slick Willie.
I'll look around, see if there's one actually of him.
Yeah, that fucking Jerk was a great movie. I gotta watch that. I haven't watched that in a long time.
Oh, I forgot to bring in my.
Is that when he's hitchhiking out front?
Oh, they pick him up at one mailbox. they pick him up at the mailbox. How far are you going? And they drop him off like 12 feet later. Remember what he invented?
Eyeglasses with a hole in there.
And it turns everybody cross.
What was the name of the lady who played next to him? Yeah, she's in a lot of movies.
Yeah, she's good.
What the hell's her
She
name?
was.
She also did stuff with. What was the Mel Brooks one? Dr. Frankenstein.
I can't remember her
Young
name.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, she was in a lot of movies back then.
Horace Leachman.
There you go.
Yeah.
Remember he worked at the.
She's dead now, isn't she?
I believe so.
He worked at the carnival for a while too.
Did the Planes from Heaven thing.
He was a carny. Can you imagine being a fucking carny? I think it's a vacation, Vegas Vacation, where he goes, yeah. I got one of them one of them's in the clinic getting off the Jack Daniels, and the other one's a carny. If she tries a little harder, she'll get to operate the tilt-a-whirl. They go into a casino too, and they got a guy. You bet whatever you want, and then you got to guess what number he's thinking. He goes. It was Quaid. Quaid looks at him and goes, 6. He goes, oh, close 5.
Getting speed bumps in your hiring process? Streamline
Okay.
your applicant
Who do you think that is?
hiring platform makes it easy to
$1 if you get it.
screen and interview candidates, all in the same place. Find your next great hire and visit Indeed.com.
Can you believe that was your jerk off material, Raquel Welch?
No, really?
That's when she's 81 now. That's
Wow.
true. You'd never guess that, would you, Kevin?
Oh, 81.
I know, but still.
So is that his new one?
Without the.
That's right. You believe that?
He's taking my sloppy seconds there off the screen.
I never put that together. That's
I got it on his phone.
That's got Raquel Welch at 81 on his phone. It just came up on my news plan. Yeah. Hey, come on, each his own.
I'm not judging.
Yeah, you are judging. I'm insulted by that. That was good. We each have our own fetishes, you know?
That's what they're saying, Doc.
What?
Doc got kicked off a match, right?
Oh, yeah. Somebody usurped my photo and they were sending, so they kicked me off the match. And
someone was doing things.
And the only way you can find out, you have to get a subpoena or a court order for them to release.
This isn't our intro.
Even to you. They wouldn't tell me why.
All right, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. You've been ripped off or taken advantage of. I want to hear from you. 303-MARTINO, that number works on and off the air. 303-713-8255. And don't forget help, H-E-L-P at Troubleshooter.com. Listen to this. Over the past 40 years, $300 million. And you okay? Somebody hit the next event button. It wasn't me, so that would make it who? You. Okay. Yeah, okay. 303-713-8255. Listen, $300 million in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds directly due to this show. Yeah, we like to have fun. We like to cut it up a little bit, but honestly, what we do better than anybody is get money back when it should be back. In fact, I think first hour, Doc got back, it was a small amount, but $125 that that person could use. I mean, no doubt about it. That was the first thing. Doc's actually got back. One of the ones that I thought was really good was something to do with a dentist. Didn't you get like $1,200 back?
$1,500
for a bad tooth job or something?
No, what happened was they originally told her that the procedure was covered by insurance. They said, we take this insurance.
That's right.
Then they called her back and said, no, I'm sorry, our mistake.
After the procedure.
We don't take your insurance. I called them up, got it straightened out. She got $1,500.
And you know, as I know, technically, they didn't have to do that at all.
Right.
Technically, when you sign all that stuff, insurance pays or not, you're liable.
Absolutely.
And that goes that way for any doctor, dentist, anything. That's just part of it. Hey, Tim said he talked to Alfredo. If you weren't listening last hour, Alfredo took $6,400 from a woman, Nikki, and basically did a shower pan and delivered a box of tiles. When Deputy Doc called up, he said he bought a lot of material, but none of that material has ever showed up at Nikki's place. He says because she told him to get off the job, he gets to keep the money. And I haven't looked at the contract yet, but I'll say this. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it probably wasn't written that well, but it doesn't matter when it comes to ethics. If you didn't do the work, if you didn't order the stuff, why would you keep her money? There's no purpose in it, Alfredo. Tim, what did Alfredo say when you talked to him?
So a couple of things about this. Alfredo, one, is much more comfortable in English in Spanish than he is in English.
Got it.
Do
you speak Spanish, Tim?
I do.
Okay,
I
good.
do. So, I mean, I'm not 100% fluent, but
yeah, I got you.
I knew what he was saying. Essentially, he's saying that, started talking to me that she was in breach of contract and everything else. And then he started getting mad at me. And then I finally said, why are you getting mad at me? He's like, well, you're the guys from the radio. So he thought I was you guys.
Oh, no, we'd never call it. When you're on the air. That's just a deal. I mean, you just always know.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. So I told him, no, they're, giving out your number to call you and talk to you about this horrible business practice.
I wonder if he thinks he should give anything back, like even $2,000. I would negotiate this down to something that he thinks fair, but it's not fair to keep, what she is saying is $4,000 or $5,000.
You're completely right, but I think the big lesson that everyone should learn from this is to use the referral list, to not pay money up front, and not to call you after there is a problem.
I know, but then we wouldn't have a show. So, I mean, someone's got to get ripped off.
At the same time, though, man, if he feels, which he does, that she is in breach of contract, and by the way, he doesn't have a normal business license like everybody else does in the industry.
I know.
It would be impossible for her to ever get any resolution.
No, it would be. In fact, here's what I think she should do, and I'd like this just for sleazebrigade.com. Nikki should actually just take them to small claims court. We'll figure out how to serve them. I promise I can trick guys like this. I can serve these guys all day long. They're easy. You say, hey, I need something done, or you hang out in front of Home Depot. There's a million ways to find them. And then you serve them. They never show up for court. You get the judgment. Then we have his picture next to the judgment on Sleaze Brigade. And before you know it, just like the other people on Sleaze Brigade, when you Google Alfredo or his company name, way before their own website comes up, sleazebrigade.com comes up. Then people are fully warned about these fools. In fact, thanks for that call, by the way, Tim. I appreciate you calling, man. Really, folks, that does help when you call people up. You know, this woman's out $4,000 or $5,000. That's a lot of money. This guy Alfredo thinks he can just take it, and it's just not right. No matter what, it's just not right. Simple as that. Suzanne, put Alfredo's number back up there for me. And, you know, that guy made a very good point, and I want people to realize something with paying up front. If you have to do it for whatever reason, use a credit card, but I don't even like that. I'm trying to think of the last thing I paid up front for. When I got some of my foundation done on my RV garage, I wouldn't pay the contractor. I paid them when the actual cement and the pump truck showed up. So when they showed up from Agrit, I think it was Agrit Concrete, whatever it is, I literally paid for that as they showed up and started pumping it. But as far as his labor and stuff, when we entered into our agreement, he knew when he would be getting paid, and I always paid when things were done. I mean, it's just common sense. Most contractors, when they work on a building or when they work at a house, if you don't pay them, what can they do, guys? What can they do?
They put a lien. Yeah.
They can put a lien and tie that property up so you can't sell it.
Sure.
And if they get a lien and it's perfected, they can actually foreclose on that property if they want to go through those hoops. But my point is they have protection. They have more protection than the homeowner has, handing someone $6,500 that they met in front of Home Depot. It's just insane. Don't pay up front. Don't pay up front. Now there's contractors out there. I know roofers out there right now that are good companies. They go, yeah, but we always get something up front because we're afraid. Most roofing in Colorado, of course, is hail insurance claims. So what happens is the insurance company comes out, writes Johnny Homeowner a check for $10,000. Johnny Homeowner has never had more than $5,000 in his checking account at one time. The roof gets done, and he's got a new car, and the roofer doesn't get paid. That's the story that I hear from roofers. But once again, the roofer can lien the property. And then that's going to be tied up. And guess what you get with the lien? Once you have the lien in place, and, of course, when the lien is perfected, you also have something from the court saying that, yes, you won the lawsuit, the lien is there, it is perfected. And guess what that judgment has?
Interest.
Interest.
Yep.
And that interest never stops. So you make 7 or 8.5, whatever it is now, on that money forever. But you know what? Some people need to get paid. That's where you go to a big collection guy like Frank Ball, and you pay him. If they owe you $50,000, it might cost you 10, but he'll go through the foreclosure. You don't think someone will pay you until their ass is about to be out on the street. I assure you they start finding money in different places. All of a sudden, father-in-law, mother-in-law, mommy, daddy, people start coming to the plate pretty quick when the grandkids are about to get tossed out. So I don't pay up front for anything. When they deliver stuff, that's fine. When they deliver it, like custom windows. Okay. Steve, what is going on? It is Car Friday. By the way, in studio with me real quick, I got Jeff Vick. I've known Jeff. Jeff, we've known each other probably 7, 8 easy.
Feels like a lot longer than that.
You're a jerk. Kevin Calkin with Sheridan Auto Tech. I've used Kevin. You helped me out big time on my old RV.
Well, yeah, because you're going to have to drive it clear up to Fort Collins or something.
It was ridiculous. Yeah. They said, yes, Mr. Major, it's out of warranty. Remember, what do you think my gas mileage was in that thing? It's like 6.
Yeah, if that on a good day. Yeah,
so 6 miles to the gallon. And what did I need? You told me a coil?
A coil, yeah.
So I needed a coil, Jeff. So I had two. I could bring it up to BFE and get it under warranty. That would cost me probably about $500 in fuel, or I could bring it to Kevin and pay a couple $100 to get it done. So it's ridiculous. Anyhow, what's going on with you, Steve?
I have somebody that I know up in Commerce City. This guy is on disability. He's physically not hardly able to do anything. He can't even crawl underneath a vehicle without taking 5 minutes to get in there and get back out. He thinks he knows a lot about mechanics, but he really doesn't. He doesn't know how to troubleshoot stuff, and he's got no transportation. He's got this old Dodge.
Steve, where would you? Steve, the way you painted this guy can barely move. Where's he driving to? Where does he need to go?
Well, he needs to go to medical appointments.
Got it.
And then he tries to ride his bike, and every time he does, he breaks a wheel or the spokes pop or his brakes are trashed, and he's just in a bad way, and he's got a few things that he needs to take care of so he can get that thing inspected so he can drive it again.
What does it need? I mean, it sounds like you're just asking for free help. I mean, is that where we're going?
That's where we're going.
So
yeah.
what do you think the car needs?
As much as I can. Well, about a couple of weeks ago, I've been on vacation for a month, so I'm not totally up to date, but a couple of weeks ago, it sounded like the solenoid on his starter wasn't working, like the starter was running, but it wasn't engaging the motor.
Yeah.
Now he tells me he thinks that it's not getting sparked, but I don't know how he knows that unless he's already done something with the starter. And he bought a new muffler.
How does he afford insurance?
Well, that's it. He gets about $800 a month, and it probably takes everything he's got. If he wasn't living with his mother, who's 80-plus years old, he wouldn't even have a roof over his head. He's just in that.
This guy's got it in a bad way. Some of these I look at like, okay, I'll tell you the first thing that I start thinking about after you told me his story, and more or less because of his condition, not the poverty level. It's called Uber. I mean, it's way cheaper in a lot of places. Now, granted, since COVID and everything, it seemed to get a little more expensive, but, I mean, it's pretty cheap to travel around now compared to carrying insurance, compared to car repairs, compared to a lot of stuff. I don't know what good fixing this guy's car up would actually do if you kind of look at it from what I just said. So how would you counter that opinion?
Well, I guess what I would say is when this vehicle was running, which, by the way, the vehicle was donated to him by a friend.
Got it.
He got a replacement pickup and just gave it.
I think what you're going to say is it gives him some freedom. He's in a better mood. It just makes his life a little better, right?
Well, with a broken down bike and without that, they can't even go to a grocery store, which is a couple miles away.
Yeah.
But it sounded like, I didn't get the year, make, and model, Mark. It sounded like a really old vehicle, may not be worth fixing.
It's an old Dakota pickup, so it's not. It's not.
I got you. Hold on, man. Hold on. I got to take this break. I'm going to come back to you, I promise. We'll give it some thought here of just different scenarios maybe we can help you out with. 303 Martino. We'll be right back. Everybody, hold on.
That's what happens when I don't do everything.
Hey, Mom, can you pick that back dance up front?
Hold on, guys. Let me see here. What do I got? I don't even know what you found so funny, but you laughed so hard, I started laughing. I don't even know what you were laughing about. Do you guys know what
he started laughing after he said he had to go to the doctor?
He goes, I got to go to the doctor, till he starts laughing.
But it wasn't just a laugh. That was a full-on guffaw.
Okay, it went like this. You guys are talking about the car. I think you're talking about the car. I think you're talking about the guy who can't get under the car to fix his own car. And then you say, well, what does it need? And you say, he needs to go to the doctor. Hell yeah! He needs to go to the doctor. Now what is the car?
Hold on. All right, check it out.
833 Ask Blake. That's the only phone number you need when it comes to wills, trusts, power of attorneys, medical directives. You know, a lot of us have a will or a trust that hasn't been updated. Maybe you've been divorced, remarried, maybe different kids, more kids, blended family. You get the idea. This guy, Blake Harris, attorney at law, is unbelievable. I have used him for a trust. I have used him for a will, and I've actually used him for a beneficiary's deed. Anything you need when it comes to protecting your legacy, your assets, you call Blake. 833 Ask Blake. The number doesn't get any easier. And guess what the other thing is I like about this guy? Flat rate pricing. You'll talk to him. He'll give you different ideas. He'll give you the direction he thinks you should go, and then he'll give you an upfront price, and that's what it costs. It's not one of these hourly attorneys, oh, I worked on it for 8 hours times 400, blah, blah. He gives you an honest-to-God great price up front. 833-ASK-BLAKE, 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Paid actor.
The other thing about Steve here, they don't know what's wrong with this car, and they keep breaking down, because at one point it won't start because of the starter, now it won't start because of ignition. It's even worse for Rob, or before anybody wants to
Before anybody drags that anywhere.
You know that little girl that died at the adventure park? Well, she wasn't buckled in. And that thing drops like 100 feet. So it went boom, and she freaking dropped 100 feet. It's like, how they could, like, I'm just going as a parent, my 6-year-old's next to me, I'm going to be making sure
Yeah,
there's
but the parent might not have been next to her.
It's one seat.
It's a 4-seater. It's like you just drop. It's a drop.
It's like that thing at Elish.
Yeah.
That thing went down, the kids stayed up here.
Exactly, Mark, except for it's underground.
And then caught up.
You know what it reminds? It's like those cartoons, remember? Where Wile E. Coyote
And they set those operators were just tired, and they saw the warning, and they reset the alarm. I mean, it was even right there that she wasn't buckled in.
The alarm was even saying, hey, someone's not buckled in.
Yes.
And they just reset.
And they reset it and dropped.
Oh, my
Damn. Anyway, you're killing me a little bit here. Because you've had this guy holding, I've got no idea what to do with. Michael, you were going to go back to, so you just got more, you're making my life tough.
It's a fettuccine, you're ruining it.
How many years has that been going on now?
I still want to know how the YouTubers knew what we were doing last
I'm
week.
like,
that was illegal.
No, because I was like, you should have seen us last night downtown. Mark had me. And the guy's like, that's illegal.
Now that's a Karen.
No, he's not. It's MH08 guy. He's
Karen.
No, MH, you're not a Karen.
We decided only if you were naked was it illegal, Susan.
However, on YouTube, I would get more views.
That would.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
This guy just got served for divorce. First thing he should do is go to the bank. Empty out your joint funds, put escrow somewhere, so you don't get blamed.
You better watch that shit.
Take at least half. Don't take it all.
You're not supposed to do any of that shit.
Wait, if you
wait,
if he took it out and got an attorney to put in escrow, would that'd
be okay.
That's what you should do.
Unless she could always petition the court. Hey, I've got to have red now.
No,
this.
Right. But the point is, it stops him from being screwed.
Yeah.
Maybe Bonnie Shields for Patrick.
Yeah.
We haven't talked to Bonnie for a while.
First thing you do is you go to the bank and you have that money put in escrow somewhere, so that you don't get screwed. If you're an average.
All right. And you realize you didn't enter the hour with the show intro. You entered with a rap song. Oh, okay.
You did it on purpose.
And just having a tough time today.
I remember I worked in
It's like the husband and
back
wife
east,
sitting at the
my
bar.
late teens, early 20s.
You must have been there for 25
Because they
years.
never closed.
I worked in an Italian restaurant, Mama Ventura's, when I was like 15. Under the table, really nice Italian restaurant. We were dishwashers, me and Anthony. They would clear the tables or bust them. They would come back with half bottles of wine. Shit, man, we got drunk off of secondary people's alcohol like every night.
We were 10 bartending about shots.
All the time, and the bartenders poured them.
So then about 4 o'clock, they shut it down. We clean up, grab a bottle, and head to the beach. Wake up,
Every cook in that restaurant, they were good too, man. That's a high-end Italian restaurant. They did cocaine like you couldn't believe. New Jersey, South Jersey. The cocaine, like I never realized how norm it was back then.
That whole nightlife, kitchens, bars, all that stuff.
Just all coke.
It's a whole different world.
I mean, I tried coke when I was in medical school, and the best thing was that we couldn't afford it. We went to some parties
It's the
where
best shit in the world, man.
there were attorneys,
It's
so we
addictive
tried
as
it.
fuck.
My girlfriend, I tried it, but obviously medical school, you can't do that shit.
Yeah, early days not being able to.
All right, folks, 303-713-8255. I'm going to go directly back to Steve. We're going to talk about that real quick. But basically, his buddy is in, he's having a hard time, man. He's not in good health. His car's not running. Steve, I'm just not sure what the car needs. And then what I'm really afraid of, you put a starter in it, then what happens, guys? Seriously.
You put a starter in it, and then next week it needs brakes.
And then a water pump, and then a tranny's out.
Just everything, man. I really think the answer, Steve, is Uber. Now, we do have someone on the referral list that does do, who is that, Suzanne, that does some work occasionally?
For women? Single women.
Oh, it's only for single women.
Yeah.
God, that sounds a little weird,
well,
too.
How does he identify? You're actually automatically just...
Oh, yeah, Steve, you're going to have to identify as a woman.
I think they're called, Mark, aren't they called Hands of the Carpenter or something like that?
Hands of the Carpenter.
But I think they only,
Yeah, they help families, single.
His 80-year-old widow mother is a woman, so... And she doesn't have any transportation unless...
You know what? It might be worth a call, man. I mean, really what these guys are set up is for single moms that all of a sudden, you know, they're holding their life together. They have an apartment or something. Their car breaks down, but they do have a job. I mean, it's a necessity, and they have small kids. Really, that's what Hands of the Carpenter was set up for. It wouldn't hurt calling, but, I mean, honestly, man, I think what the guys are saying, and I agree with, it's an old vehicle, a lot of miles. It doesn't matter what you fix today. It's going to be broken again. It just is. Uber is super cheap, man. I mean, honestly, depending on where you live and how far you got to go to work, I would argue it is probably cheaper to Uber than it is to have a car payment, car insurance, and gasoline. I mean, what do you guys think? Once again, it depends.
If you had just like a 2-minute ride each way every day, yeah, absolutely.
Or a scooter.
Given this guy's physical condition, does he have a handicap placard? Is he eligible for the RTD handicap rides?
Oh, that's a freebie. Oh, he might live where there's no RTD, though. But
Mark,
that's another thing.
I disagree with that. I'm sorry. I've ridden the RTD, and I've done Lyft and Uber and stuff for like a year straight. Having a car is much cheaper. I don't know what that, like, I'm sorry. That is
I think what Mark was meaning was maybe just for the occasional doctor's appointment and stuff, that kind of thing.
This guy doesn't have a job like you.
Then yeah, but like, you know.
Well, and don't get me wrong, RTD, I mean, it stands for reason to drive.
Yeah.
So, but if he's got the ability to where RTD does have the free options for people with particular handicaps, that may be an option too.
You just made me think of something, Jeff, and this is so off topic. And then you can clear up Steve there, and then I'll go to Suzanne. I'll go to whoever you tell me to. But I didn't even send this to you. Someone got a bid from you within the last month. I think they ended up getting it from you, and they got a bid from somebody else on our referral list. You were $2,500 cheaper, and I still can't imagine why you'd be that much cheaper on a transmission. It was for a full transmission.
Well, and I have no idea what job it was.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Okay. I was impressed, though. I mean, I was like, because then I got to try to justify the other referral list member. Why is he higher? You know? I mean, that's where it came down into my realm. And I don't know why there'd be a $2,500 difference unless, I don't know. I mean, honestly, in a transmission, let's say a dealership, how much cheaper are you at rebuilding a transmission, you know, done just perfectly the way you usually do it compared to a dealership?
You know, we're generally going to be 15 to 20% under anyway.
Period.
But, you know, since we do build the unit that comes out of the vehicle, every overhaul is unique because your failures are not going to be the same as Kevin's failures. When I get in there, if I need A, B, and C, it's going to cost different than if I need D, E, and F. So I make sure that once we've got it out, I'm charging you for what you bona fidely need.
And I assume D, E, and F, if I don't need them,
they don't go in the box.
Well, they don't go in there, but you're also justifying your own mind going, well, these things aren't going to break later anyhow.
When it's done, it's going to be at OE quality or better before it leaves.
Or better. And then what is your warranty on a train?
Our standard warranty is 2 years, 24,000.
Kevin, you guys do everything down there. I mean, you do brakes, alternators, everything, but you don't actually build transmissions.
No, we do not.
So what do you do? Do you use a guy like Vic?
We use a guy like Vic, or, you know, depending on the customer, warranty company, whatever, they may want a national warranty.
Got it.
So
you remove and replace when it comes to a transmission.
Factory rebuilt or LKQ or Jasper.
You literally drop it, crack it, repair it, rebuild it, put it back.
Exactly.
And what is the warranty you do?
Like I said, it's 2 years, 24,000.
Does it matter if you sell to a guy like Kevin? Do you do other warranties? That's just the warranty. If it comes out of your shop, that's a warranty.
They have an option to upgrade to a 3-year 50 if that better suits their lifestyle, and basically it's just 15% of whatever the total ticket is.
Okay, I got a question then. So out of 100 transmissions, and I bet you've built 10,000, out of 100 transmissions, how many have a warranty issue? Period. How many?
I'd say 0.5.
0.5. So not even 1 out of 100.
No.
See, that's why I always go, so why not raise the warranty higher if your failure rate's not going to change?
Well, and quite frankly, we don't see them back anyway.
So it doesn't matter. All right. Is that pretty typical?
I mean, we do have warranty claims. Everybody has them. Anybody who says they don't is either lying or
they're
not
lying.
working.
Yeah, because parts fail. You can't help parts that fail.
And quite frankly, people are fallible. Things will happen.
There's some companies that say, okay, we'll give you an unlimited mileage warranty, but
They're
then
playing the numbers game.
But then it's only 1 year, though. I mean, the time frame will run up quick before most people get to 10,000 miles. All right, 303-713-8255. Let's see here. God, Patrick, what happened, man? It says you just got served for a divorce. What happened?
Well, no, I didn't just get served. I just got notified that she filed. And so
was it expected?
Just on an email. Well, yeah, it was going to happen, but I kind of thought this was going to be like a couple months from now, but apparently
let me pry a little bit. I mean, what happened? When did you what went wrong? Was it infidelity? Is it money issues?
No.
What is it?
Well, I mean, yeah, money was part of it. You know, it's a long story. So, but no, there was no infidelity. There was no.
Was it COVID?
Blah, blah, blah.
The fact you guys were shacked up, you know, with like the rest of us for a year.
I mean, that didn't help, but it definitely was not going well before COVID. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's a good question, Doc. Yeah. Substance abuse?
No, well, no, not. I mean,
that's a kinda.
Not that.
That's a kinda. Okay, but Patrick, anyhow, how can we help you?
Anyways, I have the option of obviously getting served personally or just online, and I was like, all right, my lawyer's out of town, and so I'm just like, okay, just before I sign this online, I just want to make sure, you know, that's okay. Because I don't need someone to come serve me.
She filed, so it doesn't matter. You can go ahead and get served online. I wouldn't even worry about that. She got a little bit of the benefit. Now, it's not a lot. I want to explain this to people. The person that files generally sets the schedule. So when it comes to different court dates, her attorney's going to do most of that. That is really the only reason to file first. But as far as your question, I just accept service. Who cares? You know what was going to happen.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk to at least somebody because, you know, like I said, my lawyer's out of town. And
I don't give legal advice, but I give practical advice. No. In my opinion, it's not going to matter. Hey, I still am. How long were you guys married?
Like 13 years.
Wow. Kids?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I mean, that is good.
I've actually been on your show.
You have? For what?
Yeah, I was a common person.
Back when you were married?
Oh, yeah, of course. We're not married yet.
No, I know.
She just...
Are you bummed out about it? I love diving into stuff. I've been with the same woman since I was about since I was 18, maybe even 17. So it's just a little. I just always wonder. After 13 years, you always hear the 10-year itch. You do. You always hear about the 10-year itch. His just came a little late. I don't know, man. Anyhow, Patrick, I'd sign it.
There was a 3-year itch. How about that?
Oh wow! So this has been going on a while.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what?
How are you taking it? You sound okay. I mean, how are you taking it?
Well, I'm taking it. I mean, this is just, this is what it is. And, for me, too, this is going to be better for me. So,
you should find out if you guys are going to play fair and everybody's on kind of the same page. You're not arguing about kids, which is good. You should really think about talking to her and saying, hey, let's use your attorney. If we're going to just literally do everything by the book and split it down and there's no strange stuff, you might as well just have her attorney do it. But it sounds, by the way you just made that sound, there's other options.
No. And see, I'm calling because, I've heard on your show that you have a referral list of attorneys that...
I've got a great attorney for you. Hold on. In fact, Suzanne, maybe we can get Bonnie up. Everybody hold tight. I promise we'll get to that car issue next.
Well, ask him if he wants to just go to mediation.
Sounds like whoever it is coming for the throat.
He sounds so kind of like, yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like, another day.
He's probably hanging out with him.
My divorce cost $250. That was it. If you go to mediation, I mean, $250 is nothing.
I think we were. Well,
It's a
we
cheap
were
date.
a couple of times. I think it was $2,500. We split that.
Yeah, I mean, if there's no, and usually it's two things: either it's infidelity or finance or money. Those are the two biggest. And the third one is substance abuse.
Almost everything
things.
comes down to money, though. Yeah. All those always revert back
Are
to
you
money.
talking about the reasons for divorce?
Yeah.
She's just a cat.
My ex kept ours in court for 2.5 years.
One of my buddies went
Hold on, guys.
Discover matches all the cash back you earn on
My buddy took him 6 years because he was a doc and he was doing stuff on the side. Legally, he had a drug testing thing where he would evaluate drugs, do these drug trials. He never told his wife about it.
All right, I got to tell you about this special. Fix It 24/7. They do it all the time, but George actually just texted me. $29 now. They're going to come out and they're going to get your furnace ready for winter. They're going to do a full tune-up. This isn't one of these deals they're going to show up and basically say, oh, you need a new furnace. No, this is how they get into your house, introduce their company. They do heating, electric, air conditioners, drain cleaning. They do everything. It's a home service company. But the way they want you to get introduced is they're going to come out and do a full tune-up on your furnace. And this is the real deal tune-up. They spend an hour plus cleaning all the dirt out of it. And by the way, dirt is the first major killer of a furnace. Then they're going to put it all back together. They'll go over it with you, and it's only $29 right now. They're going to put that sticker on there so if something breaks down in the future, you know who to call. They're a great company. Fix It 24/7. $29, I promise. Soon as it starts getting cold, this stuff disappears quickly. Then everything is back to normal prices. This is like a $200 value. $29 for a full furnace tune-up. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. Or check them out at referralist.com.
Take it like it is.
My ex had a accident attorney working with her. She got in a car wreck. And it screwed her up. It was bad.
I had a friend, their divorce got so bitter, she locked down things like the frozen foods.
Really?
They had inside the freezer. They got to arguing over who got the extra 99-cent fucking Totino's pizza inside.
Oh my God.
Like, you know how much money you're spending arguing over a fucking Totino's pizza?
Her lawyer kept getting suspicious because everything she asked for, I said, sure. Yeah, whatever, take it.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you want the business? Take it. I need my toolbox. That's all I want. You can have it.
I tossed the keys across the table.
Yeah. No.
I want this, I want that.
And
You
that's
got the business.
Why did she want it 2.5 years though?
Because they were trying to get their lawsuit like pushed off too. So like stay out of the divorce.
I got you, because she had a settlement coming, which would be part of you.
They thought.
We thought.
Yeah, it didn't work out quite that well. She ended up with half of what I offered her from day one, and the judge threw all the bills at her. She ended up with about 40 grand in legal bills. Yeah.
Who was he in the shop and what job were you talking about? I didn't want to throw rocks at anything.
He used to come in all the time. He's still on the referral list.
Okay.
He's just a little.
Over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't know why it was just so much higher.
But like you and Tom say, you guarantee quality and accountability, not price.
No,
I've always said that.
Of course, but
Yeah.
I mean, I
So,
say,
No, it's a legit question. Why
I'm
would
the,
it be such a
yeah,
big difference?
2,500 is a lot
Yeah,
different.
you gotta fix it.
You're just too fucking low. That'd be a funny
I'm calling on myself. I'm losing money.
Now, what did we learn in this lesson, little boy?
Hey, Kevin,
You need a quote? Yeah, let me get your quote. Hang on one second.
Kevin, you parked in the front or the back?
Back.
Good. I want you to take a look at my car. I want you to ask. I have a question for you.
Okay, I don't work after like 2 o'clock on Friday.
What? This isn't work. This is second opinion.
He loves those Subarus.
I bumped into something, and the back panel got squished. And I just wanted to see if there's something I can do so it doesn't rub against the rear tire.
Hey, you don't back
Take
into
it to a body shop.
What? Don't back it. That's after. I don't know. I'm not taking it to a body shop. I'm going to run this car till it's in the
What
ground.
year is it?
To 16.
It's still worth fixing.
Well, I'll show you. It's got a bunch of shit going on.
Okay.
But mechanically, it's fine.
You just try to hit it
drive
from
by rail and
No,
I've hit a couple of things.
You got to back up from another angle and push it back over.
Okay, well, you take, so why don't you take a look and give me your opinion?
We'll line them up. You can back the truck into the other side. See if it'll...
Get the login chain out.
I got a clipper in my pocket.
Is this sort of a dirty joke?
No.
That's pretty good.
It's not hard.
That's pretty good. I got a can over here in my pocket.
Never heard that one said about this.
Is that the start of a dirty joke?
I had an affinity that I hated. I would park in the worst places, leave the keys in the car, try to get it stolen. Never happened.
Call my son around Brooke, where the fuck he goes.
It got rear-ended, and I totaled it. Literally 2 weeks after I bought my new car got stolen at my garage.
We're starting to, Kias are starting to disappear.
Really?
Yeah, 2 of them. Worse.
Oh, out of the lot.
2 weeks, yeah.
Like, it was funny. I mean,
Do the customers get pissy at you like you own the car?
Well, no, one of them was a dealer, and the weird part is they got a GPS in it and found the GPS on the side of the street.
Smart crooks.
That was surprising.
We had somebody come in the lot the other day and actually cut the catalytic converter up in the shop truck.
Yep.
Must have been a disappointing fucking night for them because we emptied that motherfucker out about 6 years ago.
What, the catalytic converter?
Yeah, we gutted that thing a long time ago.
Do all cars have GPS now without you knowing it?
No.
So you have to actively put it in.
Well, the system may be in the car, but you may have to activate the service.
Okay.
But it's, I mean, it's like your phone.
Right.
If you ever done footsteps on Google Maps?
Yeah. Then right. So Google Maps will follow you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Check your footsteps. It's been following you for years. You know, look what you did 2 years ago.
Yeah. How many steps you took last Friday?
All right, folks, 303-713-8255. We've got a lot going on. We're going to keep you updated Monday on a lot of these contractor calls we had today, so make sure you check back in. There's just a lot. If you need help over the weekend, our email works all the time, help@troubleshooter.com. I constantly check that. Suzanne constantly checks it. Tom constantly checks it. You get the idea. We send stuff to deputies over the weekend. We don't allow these guys to sleep, right, Doc? When's the last time? Doc hasn't slept since when?
Let's see, when I did my internship in 1975.
It's been a long time, so that's how that goes. Hey, guys, I appreciate you guys coming in today. It's starting to feel like pre-COVID days, isn't it, guys? And this is Kevin Calkins, Sheridan Auto Tech, multiple locations. What I love about Kevin, I use him personally, but here's the deal. He can save you money over the dealerships. You want that person, you can go get your oil changes done, but when you need brakes, he's going to do them at a fair price. If something breaks, he's got the best techs down there to troubleshoot it. It's just a good all-around shop, and there's probably one near you. SheridanAutotech.com. Go ahead.
Yeah, and we do the electrical too, Mark.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
These guys bought Lakewood Electric, which is really cool. They have the employees. In fact, he invented that. What is that called?
It helps us. Parasitic draw detector, basically.
They have got this thing. The owner of Lakewood Electric, he retired, and Kevin bought them out, but he invented, patented the whole deal, makes them. It's this handheld tool. And you basically hook it up to a car that's got a draw, any kind of draw.
If you suspect one, and it will verify whether or not it does have a draw.
Yeah,
and how big. Yeah,
exactly. It'll tell you everything. You know how some of these cars, you have a brand new battery, and man, your car seems to be dead once a month. You can't figure out why. Mm-hmm. That's what these guys can do too. But really, any electrical issue now,
any and all electrical,
and you'll save them way money over the dealer when it comes to electric.
From the dealers.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. Now, do you guys work on? I got a question for Jeff Vick, too, though. But anyhow, do you guys work on battery stuff yet? I mean, do you do, like, hybrids, Priuses?
We don't see a lot of it yet, no.
Okay, they're going to have to at some point.
It's coming, yeah.
So what do you have to do? You send your guys out to different...
Yeah, just, we're classes all day, once a month anyway,
Periods.
Whatever it is. So just add to the list.
So, Jeff, what do you do? What does any transmission guy do when it comes to electric vehicles? There's really not a transmission, is there?
It really depends on whether you're talking a hybrid or we haven't had, obviously, a full electric vehicle in there.
Yeah.
So I haven't really played with it. I haven't actually researched them a whole lot. But we still have to deal with the hybrids.
What would a Tesla have? I mean, they just have a motor on the wheel.
It's more like a differential. in the back, but it actually has a separate motor assembly where it can actually change gear ratios itself inside there.
Wow. So
they are coming down the pipe, and actually there's actually a company already out there that is making full replacement river final drives for some of the electric vehicles.
Wow, just all aftermarket. And they're probably a lot less. You know, Tesla is the highest maintenance car on the market right now, manufactured or mass manufactured. Number one. And do you realize this too? If you have a Tesla, you accidentally back into something like a stop sign or something and cause, you know, a little bit of damage. That little bit is usually $5,000. I mean, little bit. Where you do that in a Ford pickup or something, you either don't get it fixed or, you know, it's $1,000 or something. But because of the battery packs, here's the other thing. Unless they changed it, if you have a flat tire, they have to come to you, right? I don't think you can change a tire on a Tesla.
There's a lot of limitations, yeah.
Which is crazy. You break down on the highway, they got to send someone out to you because that battery is so heavy, they don't want you lifting the car up. Or a regular jack won't lift it. I mean, I really don't know why. All right, so let's go to, is that still the same Steve? We don't, I'll go to Mystery Mike. Mystery Mike, what is going on?
Yeah, I was just going to suggest that the divorce guy maybe go to your Harrison law firm for mediation.
Yeah, so I tell you, towards the end of that conversation, Mike, it was pretty evident there's some stuff going on. When I kind of talked about mediation or thought about an arbitrator, he was like, that ain't going to work. So I don't know what that is, but I kind of picked up on that. He kind of seemed a little smug talking about it. I bet there's some anger there. I mean, I don't know.
It takes time to adjust.
I'm sure.
He just found out.
Yeah, but he said he knew it was coming, but I guess still,
the reality.
Until it's there, I guess you don't know.
Exactly.
You know, we've had people call up and honestly say they had no idea and they just got served. Did you see it coming? No, not at all. Which is like amazing. How do you like live with someone and have no idea they don't want to live with you anymore? I mean, I guess you could be that blind.
That's why you get divorced.
Well, it's crazy, though. I mean, but one party having no idea. That's what I'm saying. I just find it impossible. I think they have blinders on. In other words, they're so in their own head, they're not seeing what's going on with their spouse. Everything is their perspective, and that's probably why they're getting divorced, going to your point. But it's still remarkable that some people have no clue. You know, Doc, this is a little bit different. But Doc has given birth a few times to women that had no idea they were pregnant.
They were kids. They were young. The two that I delivered were both 11 and 12 years old.
Oh, my God.
They weren't women.
They were 11 and 12 years old?
They went to their pediatrician because they were having a bad stomach ache. Turned out they were pregnant.
Oh, my God, Doc. I had no idea they were. When you said kids, I was like 18, 19. I didn't know you meant like children.
Children.
Holy moly. And you don't even, of course, all you do is go in and do your job, deliver the babies. You don't know why they were pregnant.
No.
Oh, my God.
They were in labor when my buddies called up and said, you know, can you help us out? But that was the extent of my contact.
Oh, my God. I don't even know these people. And that was probably 100 years ago based upon your age. All right, everybody hold tight. 303 Martino. We'll be right back.
Yeah, they're both very Catholic. They were young, heavy kids.
That's why, though, because they were so fat, right?
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't explain why 11 or 12-year-old is pregnant. Where's
the parents? It's probably the parent.
Yeah. Or Uncle Billy.
Oh, my God. I'll tell you, man. Suzanne had one of those weird uncles. It didn't do anything to her, but, man, stories came out later on. You know, one of these, hey, I got some candy in my pocket.
You just got to reach down there and get it.
Yeah. I bet if you dug through most people's family, you're going to find
Everybody's got one.
It's going to be there. There's too many weirdos not to be related to someone.
Well, when you look in the mirror and you're the weird uncle, then you're in trouble.
We all have one of each.
He got away with work shit because he was in that bill.
Mark is packing it in. He's ready to go already.
Look, man, I haven't been home for 3 days, gentlemen.
Hey, Mark, you want me to bring in that
grandchild was finally okay?
You want to bring in that DVD of True Romance? Will you watch it?
I'll download it. Watch
All right.
Yeah.
I'll bring it on Monday. Did you ever hear that movie, True Romance? Yeah.
It had every star you've ever heard of. He went down the cast. Everybody. I mean, like Brad Pitt to fucking.
Well, it's like American Graffiti.
Yeah. This has more stars in it than
American Graffiti. That's right. Even wasn't Ron Howard in that?
Ron Howard was in it. Yeah. Harrison Ford.
Wolfman Jack.
Wolfman Jack. Cheryl Ladd.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I think this is Tarantino's first big release movie was True Romance.
You know, he was on. So we've got 3 stations in the country that basically, if the emergency broadcasting system is activated, KOA right there is one of them. It's a 50,000 watt. So between the 3 stations across the country, you can virtually broadcast to the entire country for an emergency broadcasting system. And that's why they call KOA a blowtorch.
Right.
So, Wolfman Jack, he broadcasted out of Mexico, the Baja. He was on a 100,000 watt motherfucker, and they would tune that thing up all the time. Like KOA's only hot at 50,000 at night.
Right.
And so that would piss off the FCC here, but there was nothing they could do about it.
I think I'm going to end up getting a tablet for the show.
Yeah.
We could just stick in front of our
and my
client.
question is, though,
Because I know it's
this
nice
is
to have
the
the call
emergency
screener,
government
especially if we're getting a bunch of car calls.
Why can't
Yeah,
they
then
get
you can see what
a
cars we're
broadcast
going to
you
be
can
talking about.
understand?
That's true.
Oh. Generally recording, thank you.
You got it, dear.
Jeff in the midnight wedding. We went to a midnight wedding.
Oh,
Our kids better not get
Why
married at
would they-
midnight.
why?
I will kill.
It was
Who
at
got
Disney.
married?
Did they stay in the castle thing?
I don't know where they stand. By the time it was all done, said we didn't get back to the hotel until like 4 o'clock in the morning. Had to be up. We had to be at the airport at fucking 9. So I was like, no, Jesus Christ.
But it was at Disney.
Remember I was telling you about the wedding invitation having the wrong date?
Yeah, because they had
Midnight.
It was midnight, because it's midnight. It's like you realize you're getting married on that night. No, see, it's not.
Boy, that I could see myself making that bad decision.
It's 0-100 hours. Guess what?
Yep.
That's right. That's why we have a 24-hour clock, damn it.
We got it right. You
I
did.
don't know. I tried to convince my son to just you know, my father-in-law tried to do that for me, and I didn't.
Vegas is cheap.
He's like, he's like, whatever it's going to cost for the wedding, the honeymoon, everything else, we'll add it. I'll write you a check.
My ex-father did the exact same thing. Literally at the rehearsal dinner, he said, "This is your last shot. I give you 30 grand, so you don't get on the plane.
My
Get the
father-in-law
fuck
tried.
out of Rockford, Illinois."
He tried to convince me. And I kept my ex, my wife, you know, my future wife at the time. She,
Yeah, gotta have that wedding.
Gotta have that wedding.
Gotta have that wedding.
Especially the first one.
I tried the same thing for my kid, you know, those 4 years.
I don't think. I think the family of the son should pay for the wedding. When it comes to my daughter.
When it comes to your son, you may reflect that differently.
When it comes to my son, I look at it completely opposite. I'll probably be like, okay, you guys want a kick-ass honeymoon like Hawaii or something for a couple weeks? I'll get you that, or I'll pay for some of the wedding, or the wedding. So I'll give him a choice. That'd be crazy not to take the door number 2.
Well, my son has already decided he's getting married in the summer. They rented a place in the mountains, and they're going to have a relatively large wedding.
Kind of outdoor deal.
Yeah.
We just went to the top of the mountain. Had a buddy want to do it. That was it.
That's cool. We got married.
You don't realize too
Red
many
Rocks.
people go through and the cost of getting to a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
if
of
you
course.
take that money and everybody would just pull even half of that.
Well, especially for a young couple.
They have a down payment for a house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Down payment for a house. Exactly what I was going to say. Because right now, for young people, I can't imagine trying to get my first house.
Oh my God! And I'll tell you where the double dinger will be. If fucking interest rates kick up, fuck, average Joe won't be able to afford a house. Or he won't be able to refinance or move because it'll cost too much to move.
Exactly. I'm saying that.
My son got lucky.
All right, folks, 303-713-8255, Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission. I know you guys are so busy, there's no specials now, but yeah, I'll ask you straight up, why use you over the competition? Honest to God, if someone needs a transmission, I already know your prices are better, and I know you personally, and I can probably talk about you better than you can talk about yourself.
Yeah, I'm just going to let you keep going. I'm actually feeling pretty good about myself at this point.
He's over there feeling good about himself. So here's the deal, though. Really, you need a good tranny shop. I'm not kidding. Jeff has done work for me, actually on multiple vehicles. You helped me out one time. I had that one Hyundai you looked at, and you said, oh, that, what was it, the transaxle? What did they call that? It was like the pumpkin in the front.
Yeah, it's a PTU with power transfer unit, so it's like a transfer case for the four-wheel drive.
Yeah, so I had Jeff look at it. He goes, yeah, it's leaking right here, but he goes, I think Hyundai, that thing's under warranty. So there's nothing I'm going to do for you, Mark, but go up to Hyundai, see if they cover it. Sure enough, they covered it, or I would have had you do it. But, I mean, he's just a straight shooter, and your prices are great. Kevin Culkin, you've been a Sheridan Auto Tech for how long, 25?
31.
31 years? What was the original store? Sheridan?
14th and Sheridan.
Now, do you feel silly now that you have multiple stores and it's called Sheridan?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It just kind of got weird enough that it was fun to do.
Mine were called Aspen Goodyear, and people would think we were an aspen, but it was off the aspen tree, not Aspen.
Right.
It'd be like calling myself Breckenridge Goodyear in Denver.
Yeah, it all works.
I digress. Any specials you want to do?
No, same thing. We're just packed still. So,
But you're taking new customers in all the time.
We take them all the time, and we do, the thing we do, we're more complete than most shops.
Okay. What is your average length of your customer? In other words, your repeat business. You've been around 31 years. Do you have customers that have been with you 31 years?
I have some customers were kids when their dads were bringing their cars, yeah.
Oh, my God. And now the kids are bringing them.
Now the kids are bringing their cars with their kids.
Oh, my God. Yeah. We had this guy walking. We had this common man one time. I'm not that good. I'm almost 50, but I feel at best 18 on a good day. I mean, honestly, I'm not kidding. So when I look at people, I have a hard time judging age. So this guy came in, and I thought he was around 60, maybe older. I mean, he looked rough, man. He looked older. And he sat down there as a common man and looked over at Tom when Tom walked in and goes, I remember sitting here when I was 12 years old with my dad, and I'm looking at this guy, and I'm thinking, what is Tom, 106? I mean, this is crazy. How is that even possible? All right, folks, listen, referrallist.com. Please don't forget that. The best contractors, the best people. 303 Consumer, that's a magazine Tom does. You can get some great stuff on that website as well. Download the digital copy. My name's Mark Major. I appreciate you tuning in. We'll be here, same bat time, same bat channel on the Troubleshooter Network.